which is convenient, Ty, that you said that. So I was going to let you do the recap from last episode.
Okay.
Also, you won the vote from last time, so you get an advantage.
I do?
Yeah. So, welcome everybody to tonight's episode, Roll of Fate, Rebirth. My name is Mason. Joining me tonight, we've got Cricky, Rain101, Tigger, and Your Starling. I guess we'll just hop right in. So, Ty, if you want to do a recap of the previous episode, that would be fantastic. Fantabulous.
In the previous episode, we found ourselves going deeper into the Feywilds. We encountered a bunch of pixies that distracted us, and we ended up losing Dragathiel. Dragathiel got kidnapped. We found out later through an onlooker, Boar is his name. What's the creature name?
He's a satyr.
Satyr, who was able to clue us in on the fact that it was a hag that kidnapped Dragathiel. So with real no other choice, we embarked towards where the hags dwelled in the Shadowvine forest.
There you go, nailed it.
In the Shadowvine forest, and so with Boar as our hesitant guide, we made our way first across the glass ocean of sorts. We were attacked by sirens, but Mercy mostly made quick work of them. No, but we fought and we won against the sirens. We then took rest on an island, but then following that, we made our way closer into the Shadowvine forest. Once arriving and marching our way through, we encountered a hut, which was owned and used by, I wrote the name down. Alana.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to my notes.
No, you're good.
But Alana.
That's me literally every week. Like, where are my notes?
Alana looked a lot like Dragathiel and won our trust over pretty quickly. And as we laid down after dinner to sleep and rest up finally after a long day, Mercy realized that there was something amiss after looking at some hag heads, and that's when the hag revealed herself, but not being Alana, but actually a hag that had cast an illusion on the surrounding space. The illusion fell, and we ended up engaging with this hag. It was a pretty tough fight, but we gave it a good run, and then the hag retreated. And there we are left at this site. We realized that it's not quite as green and healthy as it once looked, and we're now kind of stuck in this location in the Shadowvine forest, trying to get to Dragathiel that's being held captive for the harvest ritual that the hags do, which happens the following night. And that's as far as I have in my head. Okay,
very good. I believe one of the last things that happened, I think Boar had just opened up a tiny hut for you guys to sleep in. And I think that is basically where you guys had left off.
And I did my cool thing.
Oh, and yes, that was important. Alistair revealed him or itself, depending on who you ask, to be a changeling instead of a human. As she. Do you have a preference? I don't actually know. I don't know if Alistair.
You can go with him, since
him. Okay, sure.
I present mostly as Alistair.
As Alistair, sure. We'll go with that. So, since as Alistair has at this point changed form to look much closer to the hag-type creature that they fought previously, their plan being to sneak in, rescue Dragathiel, and that is where we left off. So, you guys currently entering this tiny hut with the satyr kind of looking about nervously as the light, again, in this world, at least here, you're not sure if elsewhere, but the light seems to stay pretty constant most of the time. It is darker here in the Shadowvine for one reason or another. As you kind of glance around, you see that he's found a pretty good spot, as best you can tell, as he set up this hut, and he claims you'll be safe inside. And at this point, he kind of you see him kind of look around and scurry inside, leaving the three of you currently standing outside. What are you guys doing?
I thought we had ended inside.
Okay.
So I'm up in that bee.
Okay. All right, so then if the three of you are just going to be sleeping there, go ahead and mark off a long rest if you haven't already.
Okay.
While I've been an abductee,
Yeah.
would I have been sleeping?
We'll say yes. Were you what were you missing? Were you actually? Because I don't think you'd gotten in a. Oh wait, you hadn't gotten in a fight in a hot minute. You should have had a long rest anyways.
Had I?
You should have, yeah.
And then at some point, do you need to change?
Yes, go ahead and mark off a long rest. Sorry.
Do you need to like move my so that I've got the right character sheet in our campaign?
Yeah, we can move that over in just
At some point later.
Yeah, at some point later we can do that. Since she
Okay.
had her other character sheet in there, so nobody would know what she was.
Everything has been hard. I've been keeping track.
Yeah. No, you did a good job. Yeah, I'll move that over probably at the end of tonight's session. Outside of that, you guys all kind of squeeze into this. Definitely not a big hut by any means, but you get inside and all of the kind of creepy sounds from outside just immediately hush as you kind of crawl in, feeling comfortable. You all lay down. Upon waking in the morning, you all kind of take a peek outside, seeing that the coast is clear, at least as much as it can be here in the Shadowvine. He sees the satyr kind of like nervously. He's like, well, I must admit, I don't entirely know what I'm doing here, or who all of you are. But I would very much like to leave now.
That was always an option.
Yeah, we talked about that before, and you said you didn't want to be alone.
I don't remember any of that.
Oh, great.
Okay.
What's the last
Well-
thing you remember?
Well, last thing I remember, I had seen a hag was taking away a small person, and I was curious if I could maybe grab something off of her, and then here I am.
Great. So you don't remember big rainbow birds or sirens or? Okay.
That
All right.
sounds fuzzily familiar. I thought I dreamed all that.
Do you do you have a history of losing your memory?
If I did what I remember,
That's a good point.
Well, Boar, it was
It's been
really pleasant to make your acquaintance. Thank you so much for, whether you know it or not, your excellent assistance.
but but I don't want to be left here.
Well,
We
you
just
can
said-
come in with us, or you can go out on your own, my friend. That's
Oh, where
we
are
don't
we
have
going?
a whole lot of time.
Where are we going?
That
Somebody else want to jump in on this one? I
So-
just woke up. I can't.
the elf that you saw get kidnapped,
Mhm.
that you were going to steal from. We're going to hunt her down and see if we can save her from the hag that took her. And
But she's
you
probably
were
already dead. That's a bad idea.
very brave in
Mhm.
helping us get this far.
That doesn't sound
And
like
you
me.
were just saying last night
Mhm.
how badly you wanted to stick by our side
Mm.
to help us fight
Mhm.
for the good. You don't remember that?
Mm.
You were pretty convincing.
Roll me a persuasion check.
Laughing ground.
Unacceptable.
14.
14. 14.
14.
Well, I certainly don't remember it, but I am a satyr of my word. And also, I really don't want to be alone in here.
Me neither, so I respect that.
Okay, well, this sounds like fun.
Okay, so what is our next move now? We need to make our way to the hags.
We have maybe 12 hours to get there. Sunset, I'd say.
Boar, are you familiar at all with these Shadowvine forest and making our way to
He's not familiar with yesterday.
that's true.
I think
But
I've
he
only
was familiar with before.
I think
yesterday.
I've only been here once ever, and it was not pleasant.
No, you said that yesterday too. I'm starting to think maybe if you can't remember things, that maybe you've been here a bunch of times and you just don't realize, because you led us real quickly to this little clearing where you could put down a little hut. Interesting.
Well, that one time you can remember being here. What happened?
Well, if I recall, I was here with a couple friends because we heard there were some treasures to be had, and then they got caught, but I got away, and that's all I remember.
They got caught by
hags.
what
How'd
kind
you
of treasures?
Get away.
Oh, it was just we were told about just untold riches and things that were buried underneath many of their houses and things. So we began looking around. We didn't find anything, so we tried to leave, but then they got, and I was way too clever, and I got away.
In what
Way
way?
too
How
clever.
did
You were too clever.
Yes, I'm very smart.
Yes, I agree.
Of
You
course.
are. And tell us, how did you escape by chance? Is there like a passageway?
It's funny, I don't really remember. But I'm sure it was very daring.
Okay. Well, I guess then our next move is to make our way just towards the Hag Central.
Hag Central.
Hag Central.
That's the name. You've got it.
So that's what we called my high school.
Yes.
Yes, quite.
Yes.
All right, so what are you guys doing
Now-
at this point?
Boar, have you ever, in your recollection, when your friends got,
Mm-hmm.
did you interact with the hags at all? Did you speak to them?
Not that I can remember. That would be unwise. Hags are very...
Dangerous and what's this? What's this?
It's magic.
Oh, I see. It's magic. Okay. You, Boar, remind me of a friend of mine back home. Well, I think you're right. I think we have to go at least to try and get closer to that tower and see what we can find. The hag we fought said that there were 50 or more others gathering here. Whether that's true or a deception, I don't know.
And would you three guys roll me a perception check real quick, like?
Yes.
Okay.
12.
7.
$21.
Okay.
God.
As you guys are now kind of out looking around this morning, the kind of thick gloom that hangs over the Shadowvine has obscured a lot of like long distance vision, but at the same time, as you're kind of keeping your wits about you, Alistair, as you look around, you glance into the skies, you notice what appear to be like 3 figures, kind of like humanoid shaped, kind of circling and flying around, apparently looking for something. As you look a little closer, it looks as though they're perhaps riding a broom or something similar.
Sure.
But they're definitely flying in some sort of search pattern.
Right above us or off?
They're a little off in the distance, but you don't have the best cover where you are now, certainly.
So now I'm paying attention in the forest. Okay.
That's you.
Last time I was like, oh, look.
Wee. Tree.
Guys, I think we should get moving. This is not an ideal place to figure out what we're doing or we have really nothing to hide us. So we should either just go or find somewhere better to talk about what we're going to do next.
Agreed. We're running out of time.
Yeah.
And at this point,
Or
as
if you
guys-
remember anything at all about some way we can navigate this, just from your last time you can remember, please let us know.
I will do what I can. And at this point, as you guys kind of begin moving, Alistair, you also see not only these three kind of flying around, you see the occasional one just kind of like rocketing in from the distance at kind of a great speed, making their way in. It's not a great number, but it's just every maybe 30 minutes or so as you guys kind of begin walking, you kind of just see another one just kind of in up towards the northeast, presumably where you
From
guys
all
are-
different directions?
Correct. They appear to be heading towards the same direction. That kind of central location where that kind of sickly green beacon has been pulsating with just this gross, like evil light.
Sure.
Yeah, it's they're kind of their dinner bell, evil. Yeah. So, you guys now roll me a stealth check.
All of us?
Yes.
Natural 20.
Okay.
For a total
Nice.
of 22.
It's like like my die know when it's gonna be a stealth check.
Well, it's also-
22?
22. I thought you said 40. You said 22, right?
I did say
I
22.
thought you somehow
yes.
said 42. I'm like,
He's down, walks away from the
Goddamn rogues out
From
here.
the desk and walks away.
and
Nah, no, she-
Mercy,
yeah.
also remember that you have disadvantage because you have heavy armor.
I'm not gonna need it. It's already bad enough.
You could roll an
That's a 4. With the better one being 6.
So we had 20, 22, and Boar also actually got 21. So,
222. I mean, technically.
You are like invisible, and I'm just clanking through the forest.
Yeah. So they're all,
Why?
as you guys stealthily begin moving along, kind of avoiding lots of the different various vines that occasionally go out to kind of grasp and pull you in as you see these kind of vines get drug under. You see like a rabbit kind of get grabbed and like drug underneath like some tree roots. But Mercy, as you kind of stumble along, each of your friends like has to catch you once to keep you from making too much noise or falling into trouble. This is definitely not your favored terrain. In any case, the three of you now, as you kind of make your way into an area that's got at least a decent amount of cover from the sky, you all kind of gather, and before we get back to you guys, if you'll all take your headphones off for just a sec, except for Jagathiel. Okay.
Oh no.
So Jagathiel, as you awaken kind of from a really strangely peaceful nap, as you open your eyes and look around, finding yourself in a very like kind of pleasant courtyard, as you look around, seeing maybe 4 or 5 other elves very similar to you as they kind of are now walking around. As you kind of stretch a bit, you realize you're somewhat bound to a cold granite slab or some sort of other stone beneath you. As they all kind of look at you and see that you have awoken, you now actually roll me a perception check real quick.
7.
You ahead of you do notice outside of these other 4 elves, which appear to be perhaps Eladrin or some similar elf to yourself, which you've not seen in any number probably in your life. You see behind them, kind of disappearing down a hill, there's a small line of people. They appear to be maybe dressed up for some sort of fine occasion, maybe a wedding. It's not entirely clear what they're doing. But as you kind of begin looking around, one of the other Eladrin begins making their way over to you, says, "Oh, it's so good to see that you're awake, Jagathiel. Are you feeling all right?"
Yeah. Where am I?
Oh, you're in the Feywild, dear. It's where we.
Yeah, no, I know that. But last time I was somewhere else and I was with some other people.
I see. Oh, well, you have been having some tumultuous dreams for some time. That's why we ended up having to restrain you. You were self-harm, and
What?
Well, we just wanted to make sure you were okay. You're the guest of honor after all, and we wanted...
No, my friends. Where are my friends? The ones that the pixie thingies put to sleep.
I'm sorry. I think you're confused, darling. Perhaps we should we fetch your parents?
Who?
At this point, they kind of sit down and kind of stroke some of the hair out of your face. Dragathiel.
What? No. Who are you?
Oh goodness, this is awkward. You see her kind of glance around at some of the others. You may be a little further gone than we thought. If you would just relax a bit, we can make sure everything is taken care of. And
who are you?
It's me. It's Titania.
You're Titania.
Of course. Roll me a quick insight check, Dragathiel.
Okay. 18.
Something doesn't quite seem right about this person. You're not sure what. As this fog you've kind of woken up in is really confusing. As you look around, you do see around you there. I mean, everybody seems happy. Everybody seems normal. As the kind of various different well-kept trees with their various different fruits and blooms, you see creatures hopping to and fro. But something just doesn't seem quite right. As you look at this face, it's certainly not one you're familiar with, and the voice does not quite seem to match what you remember from your dreams either. As they look down at you, though, you can't quite tell what's wrong.
This isn't right. This can't be right.
Why would you say that?
It just can't. It just can't.
Look, perhaps if we undo your bindings and take you to your mother, then perhaps then you would begin to feel more like yourself.
But I don't think that's such a good idea.
Well, you're not going to hurt yourself again, are you?
What? I've never harmed myself.
Well, here, and you see as the person claiming to at least be Titania goes to just kind of move your hair out of the way again. She says, look, we'll get you to your mother. Just relax. Roll me a wisdom saving throw. And I believe you would get advantage on it as well.
Oh, okay. $15.
Okay. So, as you hear this sweet voice kind of make its way into your ear, you begin to resist it for a moment before finally realizing the truth that this is all of this around you is 100% real. And as you stay under your bindings, you kind of stand up out of your own will. And for the moment, you are charmed for the next 24 hours. So, hold on to that for me, and we'll be back with you in a moment.
Crap, that was for a... Dang it. I was gonna ask.
Ears. Okay.
Oh, hi.
Okay.
So, you guys now gathered in a semi-safe place as best you can tell. What are you doing now?
Chewing this pizza crust.
The last thing was us agreeing that we need to, like, we're running out of time, right? That was
Yeah.
Alistair
You're-
saying that we need to hurry up.
Correct. You were attempting to
Yeah.
avoid detection by any of the hags that had been circling, apparently looking either for you or for someone else they needed to bring up. But
We
it's
gotta get to the Emerald City.
Can we see the Emerald City from here?
So the
Or is it still all obscured? Oh, hello.
Emerald City. So I mean it's not what I would call, but yeah, sure. For now, we'll go with that. From where you are, you can't quite see it from the tree cover. You know it's probably another mile or two to your northeast. From where you are now, though, just the trees are kind of obscuring any vision up that direction.
Okay. So we can't see where these. Good God, why are you so loud? Okay, let's bring that down to a reasonable level. We can't see sort of like where the
hags are.
hags are coming in or landing
You
or
do
whatever.
know roughly where they're going. You know the general direction. You can't directly see it from where you are. No.
I think we just need to keep trying to get closer to it.
Head that way.
And just kind of keeping an eye out for if we are moving towards it, if because these hags are flying, are they landing on the top? Is there anytime I can kind of catch a peek of it, I want to see, like,
Okay.
can I see where they're at or how they're getting in or anything like that?
Okay. Very good. Noted. All right. So is then you guys now continue from here. Roll me another stealth check really quick.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
Six.
Okay.
23.
23. That was 6 with disadvantage.
Yep.
All right. Which of you is leading the way, by the way?
Me, I think,
Okay.
because I'm like disguised and stealthy.
Okay.
By nature.
What is your marching order past that?
I'd say probably Alistair,
Okay.
myself and Boar,
Okay.
and then Mercy in the rear.
Okay.
Yep.
Very good. All right, then.
Yep.
So, as you guys now continue leaving this kind of thick, almost foresty area, these trees having kind of these grayish, long, almost frond type leaves, things begin to turn a bit more, not entirely like a swamp, but a little more mire-like, where the mud begins to grow kind of thicker and a kind of a small steam kind of begins to rise out of the ground as a general humidity begins to increase as you guys grow closer and closer. Now in the distance you can see this kind of large tower with this kind of almost now what looks like a green flame or something up top. It's a little difficult to tell from this distance. Roll me another perception check there, Ness, as you said you were.
11.
It's a little difficult to tell through the haze from this distance. You can see definitely the hags are headed in that direction. It's a little difficult to say from here. As you guys begin making your way kind of through this mired, almost muddy, gross area, roll me a survival check, Alistair.
Oh. 6. Damn it. The good rolls failed.
Okay.
Okay.
So as you guys begin following Alistair now in a full hag form, her clothes pretty much the same, or Alistair's clothes relatively the same as what they were before. Alistair, as you begin kind of walking, you swear kind of just in the peripheral of your vision, You're occasionally just seeing like just a small pulse of light, and then as soon as you look, it seems to disappear. However, then it pulses again, and each time you notice it, it seems to be a little bit closer and a little bit closer.
How far off is it?
It's a little difficult to tell, but maybe.
Right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, just because it's a general shape, it's a little difficult to tell. It could be anywhere from 25 to 50 feet. It's getting close, though.
Great. Hey guys, you see this? I like
No, get
point
down.
at it.
Get down.
What?
Are you gonna ask me what it is?
Yeah.
Because I don't know either.
Okay, I was.
Because I don't know.
Boar.
Right. Well, can we like try to like flank, go around the outside of it, like different direction?
It's coming closer to us, like at us, or in our
At us
general
or yeah.
direction.
It appears to be getting closer without. I mean, it's a little difficult to tell.
Sure.
If
the
it is-
intention of a pulsing light. Sure.
Yeah, it's a little difficult to tell from where you guys are now if it's like actively chasing you or if it just happens to be kind of floating in your general.
Out there.
Yep.
I think we should wait for it to pass.
Yeah, I think if we stay here, we can at least see if it's tracking us or if it's just if it'll move
Alright.
on.
Okay.
Let me check something for Boar real quick because he rolled really shitty before. No, still not. Okay, he's real good. So as you guys, you're just gonna attempt to hide at this point?
I think so.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. And I'm saying this a lot now, but roll me another stealth check real quick, guys.
17.
27.
Okay.
Teen,
How much teens?
How much teens?
18?
That was with disadvantage.
Oh, come on.
Heavy armor.
15.
Okay. You guys all kind of quickly duck, hiding in this bits of underbrush as best you can, trying to avoid anything that looks as though it might want to devour you whole. As you do, you just see like a couple different motes of light kind of like gently pulsating. They float through the path in front of you. As Boar kind of peeks out, he says, "Oh yeah, we should avoid those. I didn't see them before. I don't know.
What are they?
Well, they're akin to. Are you familiar with will-o-wisps? There's something similar.
I don't think I would know what a will-o-wisp is.
Roll me. I'll say just either nature or arcana.
I mean, it's a 2 no matter what I throw on it. 3 or a 3.
Okay. Probably
I
not.
have no idea. A will-o-wisp. I've never even heard of that before. It's dangerous?
Well, they're not inherently, normally, especially dangerous. They're not always friendly, but the ones here have been harnessed by the hags to sort of let them know when there are trespassers.
Got
The-
alarms.
Basically, yes. So, good call. But yeah, that's a little too close for comfort. Maybe next time we hide sooner.
Do you know what the range of what at what distance do they detect intruders?
Oh, well, he kind of looks at you and says, I think they maybe would have detected us sooner had you not been looking like that.
Great.
Hmm.
Okay.
Well, let's keep moving on before the next one comes around.
Yeah.
And keep our eyes open for more will-o-wisps.
So,
Sounds made up.
not by me.
All words are made up, Rain.
It's true. All right, so
Stop it.
Not wrong.
So, at this point, as you guys now progress forward, kind of making your way, kind of slogging through, roll me another survival check real quick, Alistair, as you were leading the way.
Survival or stealth?
Survival, and then
Oh.
one more stealth check from everybody for this segment, and that should
10
be
survival.
it. Okay.
Natural 20.
17 stealth.
7 with disadvantage.
What did you get? Sir, what did you get on stealth, Alistair? I missed it.
17.
17. Okay. Luckily, everybody else is doing quite well because Mercy's having a real rough time right now.
Might as well just be
like
rolling there.
clonk.
Just dragging me on
Over
ground.
the next hour or so, it takes you guys to get through this thick mire of a landscape. You do have to avoid probably 2 or 3 more of these just patrols of these captive will-o-wisps, and you do manage to avoid them without any adverse effects as far as you can tell. You finally kind of make your way out of this kind of gross, disgusting area and into finally an area that's still gross because it's in the Shadowvine, but it is now at least mostly dry land. Probably another mile is left on your journey. As you look ahead of you, you see this tower just in the distance. Let me... Whole thing. Okay. As you
Before we
guys
move on. Oh, sorry.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Can I turn to Bor and ask him, Bor, do you know how they create these things, the will-o-wisps? Like, what is the process of casting them or making them, or like where do they obtain them? How do they like release them out into the wild to attack people?
I mean, actually, would he know?
Have you seen them put these into motion?
I've heard stories, but I don't know which ones are true. They say after they suck the life out of any of their captives that they then capture the soul before it can pass to the other side and sort of bind it to this wispy form, but I don't know for sure.
You don't know what the process looks like?
No.
Okay. Just for future reference, that would help.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All right.
So, at this point, as you guys now cross into this at least mostly solid ground, there actually opens up a small path ahead of you, which seems to be just a small road leading straight up towards the tower at this point. On it, you do see a hag who has behind her chained up 2 different individuals. One is a human, one's a small dwarf. As she's kind of got her like cowl kind of pulled up over her head, and you see her kind of walking with a cane, just kind of yanking the chain every now and then to pull people in towards this tower or whatever this structure is. She's probably about 50 so feet away from you down the road.
So the ones with captives have to walk. The ones who have something to sacrifice or whatever seem to be the heading in on foot. And as much as I hate to say it, you look like a hag, and we look like captives.
Yep, right there with you. I think that might be our best bet. I don't have any chains, and any that I could conjure wouldn't like function. Like they wouldn't, they'd look like chains, but we couldn't use them. They wouldn't be effective. So I don't know.
I have some rope. Could bind our hands with that.
Better than nothing.
Rope could work. There's nothing that I know of saying it has to be chains. I mean, we might be chains. I don't know.
Sure.
I think rope probably is the way to go.
All right. Well.
So here, I'll bind our hands, our wrists.
Would I know? Would I be like smart enough to know how to bind them in such a way that like they could easily get out if they need to? Would I have that like knowledge? Like, is that an easy thing I can do?
Sure.
Okay.
We'll call this. I think it should just be a general like. I don't know.
Because I have like the thieves.
What do you want to call that? Yeah, I know.
Guild,
I'll say that. I'll say that you know how.
Okay.
You'll have to make just a dexterity check to see how well you can tie the knot. Then.
Oh Jesus! I hate.
Oh no, your best skill.
Right. Yeah.
It's still let's see. 13.
Okay. It takes you a minute. You think the knot that you put on there will work. You might have gotten it a little tighter than you meant to, but you think that they'll be able to get out of it.
Okay.
Isn't
Great,
like
and then
you tied it this tight on purpose?
Only for you, darling.
Hmm.
Well, we ready to go?
Yeah, we should be quick.
All right. So I
But
start...
not too quick.
Sure. We don't want to look too eager.
Act like you belong here. Just walk casual.
I fucking knew you were gonna say
Sorry, I can't help
Is
it. I
from
can't help
something?
it's a Star Wars reference. Yes.
Did I don't remember that.
it.
Now I feel silly. All right.
know.
So I start sort of nudging them down the road.
Mhm.
Are there any other? No, we saw the one that was like 50 feet ahead of us. Is there anyone behind us on this road?
Roll a perception check.
Oh. 9.
Not that you can tell. I mean, you can only see
You don't
maybe
say.
you can only see maybe 60 to 75 feet kind of up and down this road anyways, just due to the general
Okay.
kind of like heavy fog that's kind of rolling over it. So the person ahead of you now is only even just barely a silhouette at this point.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, we start walking forward. They're obviously in front of me, and I'm kind of nudging them along as
Okay.
we go.
Very good. So as you guys now begin following this road, you're left pretty much undisturbed for the next probably 15-20 minutes as you now begin making your way closer. You see the tower up ahead of you kind of rising in the distance. Outside of that, this area doesn't appear to have necessarily any walls or any other sort of fortifications as best you can tell. But what you do see is just a kind of almost as if there's many small huts that have been erected. However, these ones all appear to have been almost made from shaped earth, like is that they've been packed tight and then shaped into almost like a dome shape. And there's a few, certainly, probably it looks like maybe 7 or 8 that are in just kind of this relatively, we'll call it the entrance area. You don't see many hags. You do see 2 as you guys begin making your way through. They don't appear to be paying you much mind so far. However, as you're watching, you do see the hag that you saw before with its 2 captives as it is heading up a kind of rather steep hill. The hill is kind of a little off to the left from where this tower is on your right. You do now see that as hags have flown in, they do appear to be landing at the top of the tower. Roll me a perception check, the 3 of you.
Damn it! It was almost a natural 20. Instead, it is 8.
All right. What'd you get, Mercy?
21.
Hell
Okay,
yeah!
And you said
Thank
8.
God somebody can roll tonight.
Okay.
A couple good ones and then nothing.
So as you look around, Mercy, you do see a few hags milling about. You see the ones that have been landing up top appear to be, at least the few that you can see that are there, appear to be up top, kind of gathered around this flame for some sort of purpose as they are holding hands and chanting at this point.
Can I see how many there are? Or like vaguely?
Looks like maybe 10. A little difficult to tell from the angle you're at, but that would be your guess based on the spacing of the ones you can see is 10, maybe 9. As you guys begin making your way up through this area, kind of towards this steep hill, you do see what is a relatively long line of captives that are also just kind of now tied to each other in this long chain of misery. What are you guys doing at this point?
Can we spot Dragathiel in that line by any chance?
Roll me another perception check.
All of us?
Yeah.
9.
12.
16.
As best you tell, as you guys are trying to kind of take a peek, you don't think she's there. There's probably a solid 25, maybe 30 people, in case there's some smaller ones in between, in this line leading up this hill. You don't see Dragathiel. You assume with her armor, most of these people are dressed a little more plainly for the most part. But you don't currently see Dragathiel.
Do they seem like dazed, or do they seem like they're in thrall of their captors, or do they just seem like they're like
So
like us, like of sound mind and body, just chained up.
some of them definitely appear to be in a worse state than others, mentally and or physically, depending on just where they are. Some of them are definitely in a daze. You gather some of them may be charmed. Some of them appear to have their wits about them, but appear to be too weak to break out of their bonds. Not to mention there are hags that are still kind of patrolling up and down the line, checking for trouble. There's only maybe a couple there, but they're just kind of going back and forth, just kind of looking around. A lot of these hags, you notice, they do appear to be different. There's different types. Some of them appear to be different, like they wear different clothes. They're different colors, whether they're green or like a blue. They appear to be coming from all sorts of different places. None of them seem to quite look like the one that you had encountered previously, but they all appear to definitely be there for a purpose, as they seem to have some sort of, like, as you kind of look at them now, they seem to have some sort of either purpose or thought on their mind as to something that's going on. You gather, based on the information you had earlier from Boar, that this kind of 5-year ritual is important to them as a culture, though you don't know exactly how significant it is. So, as you guys now begin, I assume, approaching the line, unless you are going to attempt to break off to go elsewhere. It's up to you.
I'd be very curious to see what's at the top of this hill.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I ham it up a little bit? I'm gonna like walk with a little bit of a limp and kind of like look a little more weary.
Okay. Yeah,
It's just-
sure.
oh,
Just roll me a performance check.
sure. 14.
Change this. Okay. It seems to be.
I have a question. Sorry.
Yes.
For like the actor feat, I gain advantage on performance checks if I'm trying to pass myself off as a different person. Technically, I'm not trying to pass myself as anybody specifically, right? So I wouldn't apply, correct?
I would allow it to apply in this instance, I suppose.
The music changed. That's why I'm making faces.
Oh.
Like, let me roll this check unnecessarily. Oh, the music changed. Well, that's great. Should I roll for initiative now? Or
I rolled it. If I can roll for advantage, the second one was a 20 total.
Okay, I'll allow it. You seem to fit in pretty convincingly.
Okay.
As you see, like now, as Boar's just glancing around super nervously. Can we leave now? I don't like this.
if you leave now, they're going to eat you.
Mm.
They're going to see you run away, and they're going to eat you.
Mm.
Are
It's
they
going to
eating
be
you
okay.
right now? Then you probably should not run away.
We have a very good track record of not being eaten, so your best bet's to stay here.
You
It's gonna
might
be
not
okay.
know it, Boar, but I know it because I've seen it. You're very brave.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to get through this.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Now, that's good. You look very pitiful. That's what we're going for. So just keep it up.
Very good. As you guys now approach the back of this line, probably still maybe 30 to 50 feet back from the kind of top of this hill, one of the hags approaches. You see her kind of walking up. She's got kind of almost like a bluish green skin. Her hair kind of in like these long white dreads as she kind of makes her way up towards you, kind of clutching a shell around her necklace. Yeah, well, where'd you get these from?
Oh, all sorts of places. Any luck on your front?
Nothing to take nothing to take the spot on the slab, but I did all right.
Well, I'm sure there'll be enough to go around.
She kind of looks at you. She says, now looking at Ness up and down, she says, "This one's very interesting. Did you think of putting him up?"
I've considered it. He's certainly the finest I've found so far. Stop it.
Well, just get them attached and come with me. I think we're running a bit behind this year.
Will do, of course. Do I know? Okay, so I'm trying to wrap my mind around logistically what she's So, the layout of everything. We've got like what is she suggesting that I do essentially? Because she's like, come with me, but like, where is she heading? Which direction?
At the moment, she appears to be heading back. At least, I mean, it doesn't. There's no obvious direction. Back down the hill from where you came.
So she wants me to like leave him up there and then like go with her. Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so are you just going to are you going to pretend to tie them to the rest of the line, or are you going to actually do it?
No, I'll pretend if I can. Are they tied like behind their backs in such a way that like it's sort of obscured, or like a way that I can convincingly do that?
I would assume that they're all kind of bound, like hands in front of them.
Okay.
That's the way the rest of the line would be. So, however you wish to attempt to fake that is up to you.
I don't even know how to attempt to fake that, but can I do that? Yes, please. I would like to attempt to fake that.
Roll me.
Do I have enough rope for that?
There would be enough. You kind of had them on a lead to this point, so
Okay.
yeah. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
17.
Okay. She appears to not be taking much notice as you do this. You do manage to kind of just loosely drape the rope over the person in front of you as Ness kind of looks down. I assume him being up front probably was the marching order. Let's get this correct.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Boar, and then Mercy behind.
In the back.
Alistair in the front.
Okay.
While she's tying me up, Alistair, take me with you.
I mean, how am I supposed to do that if you're the fine one who's supposed to be on the slab?
I think the slab is up top.
Oh, good call.
This
All
is
right,
for
yeah.
whatever.
Yeah. All right. These guys can die in the hill. You come with me.
Or no, hold on.
Time, dude. Make up your mind.
Take Mercy, and I'll help these ones escape.
I mean, he's the fighter. Shouldn't he help them escape? No. Okay. All right. Fine. Mercy, let's go. And
I'm honored.
to even be nominated.
I'm just happy to be here.
All right, so I sort of like separate Mercy from the other two, and leave them, and then start sort of like shoving him toward in the direction of the lady who was waiting for me.
Okay.
And is she within earshot still? Like, is she like standing around waiting for me?
She's maybe 10 feet away. Yeah, she can definitely hear you if you're talking to her. If you're trying to whisper, then
No, it's fine.
Okay.
All right, let's just make our way then. I wasn't sure.
she says, what's he for?
I want to keep an eye on him. I feel like he might be a little tricky.
I'm gonna spit on the right at the feet of the hag, angrily.
Right. And do you think... Well, have you made your tithe yet?
Sorry. I was reading something, sorry.
No worries.
Not yet, but all in good time.
Well, then it looks like this one's elected to be your sacrifice.
It's fine by me.
Very good. She kind of turns around with her hunched
Wait, give this
posture
in tails.
as she begins kind of creeping away back down the hill.
Mm-hmm.
As you guys now follow her for the next maybe couple minutes, it's not far, you do make your way over towards kind of the base of this tower, where inside you hear just kind of a general din, this hum of chanting kind of going back and forth. She begins to kind of go through the door ahead of you. Roll me a perception check real quick.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Both of you. Yeah, both of you.
12. Dang it.
22.
Yeah.
22. So, amidst this hum, you do hear just these kind of muted screams of agony. As you try to look about, you just barely see around this hag on the inside, as apparently kind of bound and gagged on this table, or several tables, you do see many other slaves who have, to this point, seem to be being eviscerated to some extent. You see as the hags kind of each, as they come in, kind of like douse their hands in the blood and begin to draw on their faces for whatever this part of the ceremony entails.
I do the same.
Okay. So then you're entering, because you're not yet in.
Oh, we're not? Okay.
Yeah,
all right.
so you're not yet inside.
Okay, sorry. I was mistaken.
That's up to you. I'm just.
No, I know. I'm thinking. Are there any like other ways to go, like any hallways or doorways, staircases, anything like that?
From the outside?
From where we're currently at. That I
Sure.
can see.
Yeah. From the outside, there is one general kind of like outer staircase, a very small, it's a very small path that kind of goes up the outside of the tower. It doesn't have any railing or anything. It's just a small exposed staircase, basically wide enough for a single person. As you, actually, what was your perception, Alistair?
12.
What's your passive perception for reference?
My
It'll be down.
passive perception is 14.
Okay. So as you kind of look around, you do see that the witches inside, or the hags inside rather, they appear to be preparing for something, as then you see, as they appear to finish with whatever this ritual is inside, they begin exiting out another door. As you kind of look, you see them kind of going out somewhere else. It seems like there's a small path that circles back up around to the top of the hilltop you guys were at before. But as they go out, you see them making strange hand motions and apparently performing some type of ritualistic spell. It's a little difficult to tell, but it seems as though this kind of like long walk pilgrimage has something to do with it.
Okay. So the little assembly line thing they got going.
Correct. So it basically, it looks like inside there, that's where any of the kind of lesser specimens are going to be sacrificed currently.
Okay.
And they're being essentially used for their blood and internal organs in order to.
Yeah,
I
they're-
mean,
okay,
you don't
so
you
it's
don't know
just a
you don't
means to an
you
end.
don't completely understand, but it seems to be.
Yeah. No. I mean, I think. Okay. Right. We have a tie. You got to do the thing before you go do the other thing. Got
Correct.
it. Can we can Mercy and I dip up this staircase and go to the top?
Sure.
I don't know. Are there people like
There's
back on the hill that can still see us from where we are, or?
So based on where you are now, the hill top is slightly obscured by some small tree cover. There's a few hags milling about in the village down behind you. Nobody's paying super close attention to this, as they all appear to be going about a very specific task for this day. You could definitely attempt to sneak out. That's up to you guys.
All right. I nudge Mercy and I point over at the staircase.
Yeah.
What do you think?
There's so many of them.
That or we go into Blood Gulch.
I don't know. The only other option is to continue on with this ritual, see how far it gets us. Maybe that leads us to Grathiel, but then we have to get out of the ritual, which is gonna be impossible. I'd say we head for the staircase.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go.
All right.
Okay. Roll me a stealth check.
Please. 24.
Okay.
11.
Could have been worse.
Oh, yes. I'm used to it.
That's
I'm
when
happy
you're
with-
better. Yeah, that's when you're better disadvantage.
I'm happy with 11.
Yeah, with the
Double digits, baby.
It's above
Wait.
average.
with you doing your best to be quiet as Alistair kind of is pulling you along. He does manage just to keep you just steady enough to where you don't clang along, and you guys quickly duck out of the way as you see the hag behind that was in front of you kind of turning to look, but they don't currently appear to see you. As you guys begin making your way up this tower, the tower itself being probably about 100 feet tall. Go ahead. Actually, you guys hold that thought. Cutting back to Ness and Boar. At this point, you guys have been slowly kind of like fed up this line. As you kind of look around, you do see these hag. There's only one hag that's basically kind of patrolling the line. A few more people get kind of chained up behind you. As you begin growing closer and closer to the top, you like it begins to plane out. Anything you're doing in this time?
Ness kind of whispers to Boar. Boar,
Mm-hmm.
do you know any other magics other than that little hut trick that you pulled?
Maybe. What do we need?
Just tell me what you got, because we might need all of it.
I mean, mostly things for disappearing.
Most?
Like getting away.
Yeah. Like what?
Well, like Misty Step and minor invisibility and what do you? I mean, I've never really. I don't do the combat a lot.
If you were to go invisible,
Mm-hmm.
could you release all of these people?
He kind of looks and says, "I could try. I could certainly try.
Well, but it wouldn't break your invisibility to try.
I don't think so. As long as I don't think so. Did I say minor invisibility? That might have been. I might have said that. That's not
You
what
did.
I meant.
Okay.
Yeah. No. You get the sense that he could at least attempt to untie them. Any other adverse action,
Sure.
probably.
Yeah.
Right? Like an attack or a spell. Another spell would absolutely make him visible.
Or
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do something very stupid.
Well, we already have. I don't see how it could get much worse.
Well, I mean, you're pretty new here, so it's fine. I'm gonna need you to go invisible,
Mm-hmm.
free these people,
Mm-hmm.
and then run away.
That sounds like I'm doing the stupid thing.
You're gonna be invisible. I am not.
Mm-hmm.
Trust me, no one will be looking for you.
Okay. He kind of looks around and he says, "But what? When?
How far away am I from the tower at this point?
From the tower? I mean, you guys are by foot or just in general distance?
Just as the crow flies.
As the crow flies, not too far. I mean, it's probably maybe 500 feet away. Not super far, but I mean, you know,
Mm-hmm.
it's not like way in the distance, but it is, you know, probably 400 or 500 feet away at most.
500 feet.
As you now at this point are kind of having this conversation, you're kind of being led up to the top. As you kind of reach over the top here, you now see ahead of you. Actually, roll me a perception check real quick. Don't want to give it all away. No, you don't have to.
10.
Okay. As you kind of now reach the top, you see as all of these people are kind of being fed in a circle around this kind of central area. In the middle, there does appear to be kind of a large granite table of sorts, off of which you see Dragathiel now kind of like rubbing her wrists as she's being unbound from it and standing up. You see her talking to one of the hags, seeming friendly.
Boar, never mind. I'm not going to do something. Well, I'm not going to do something stupid yet.
What?
Does she just wait? Don't everything I said, forget it.
Okay.
Shouldn't be that hard. Does she look like normal, or does she look out of sorts? Anything like that? This is surprising.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me another perception check real quick.
Natural 20. 26.
As you look at Dragathiel, as she kind of appears to be looking around, she seems to be seeing things that are not there. As you are surrounded by a plethora of dead trees and people who seem to be in a very sad state, she seems to be seeing something much more fantastical as her eyes are kind of like very interesting, like interestedly looking around. The hag doesn't appear to be noticed by her, as they like it kind of puts out his hand and helps her up off this table for a moment as she kind of stands in front of it rather than laying down on it. You see it's kind of, you can't hear from here, but it's kind of waving its hands and telling her to stay as she just kind of stands there with her hands in front of her. But she definitely appears to be a lot more compliant than you've ever seen her be.
Sure. And she's about how far away?
From where you are now. Actually, if you want to go and put yourself on the map, probably about here. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. So about 50 feet. About 50 feet away from you.
Okay, so I can see this. How many people roughly are in between me and this slab?
So at this point, there's only probably 2 or 3 people there. Is the rest, and by the way, I'm not spawning in like 30 or 40 people.
Sure.
Pretend they're in a ring around there. But there are the rest of them are kind of being led off to the right now, filling in the last bit of the gap around here. There's only maybe 2 or 3 people ahead of you, and you're kind of leaning around them to see her kind of standing up there.
So the people in this that are ensorceling this slab are captives?
Yes. Well, not the slab, but the whole circle.
Or the whole circle. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna wait and see what happens with are the people in front of me still going forward, or are they being led off to the side as well?
It looks like there may be a couple people left behind you to fill in, but yeah, you guys will be kind of going off to the right. So let me draw it in here for you. So essentially it's full like all the way around here.
Yeah.
And you guys are going to end up probably about here.
Yeah, a little like that's the spot. Okay.
Yeah. That's what it looks like, at least roughly, just kind of on the right side there.
Okay.
As you are thinking about that,
good. Yeah.
Mercy and Alistair, you guys have made it probably about halfway up the tower. Roll me a perception check.
Uh, 9.
14.
Okay. From this distance now, being high enough to see over the little bit of trees that have been in the way, you can see now kind of clearly to the top of this hill as you're roughly level with it at this point. You don't see what I just described with Dragathiel going on, but you do see a circle of people. And it does look like Ness and Boar are kind of being corralled into this same area. Up above you, you do hear the chanting as you're a little over halfway now as you've been making your way around the edge of the tower. As you're doing this, you do hear another, like, just like a soft, like, whoosh sound from not too far above you as another set of feet just lands on the roof of this building. You see as just kind of like now you're beginning to reach the top here, you do see just the, like, kind of the feet in these robes of these various different hags that are kind of encircling this central flame. You see as they begin to chant, as they grow louder and louder, it appears like to stoke the flame in bursts. You do see as they kind of sit their, like, brooms off to the side. Otherwise, there appears to be very little up here at this point.
Okay, how many of them are there?
Up there now, there's probably about 12.
12 of these fucking things. Okay.
Mm-hmm. No big deal.
Yeah, right. And the brooms, they each have, like, their brooms next to them? Not,
They seem to have kind of...
they're on the pile?
Yeah, they're not, like, right next to them. They've kind of all stood them up. If you were to go the rest of the way up the stairs, it looks like, it would maybe just be 5, maybe 10 feet away from kind of the top of the stairs there, as there's just kind of a place where they've all kind of stacked them. But they're standing up against a wall currently. The rest of them, they appear to be... Are you continuing up just for reference? Because if so, roll me another perception check.
Like right now we're like kind of at like eye level, right? We're like just able to
Yeah, basically if you like peek up over, you can just kind of see.
I turn to Mercy. Like what?
I don't know.
One
I
or
don't
the
know
other.
what to do. Look, I mean, it's clear that this chant that they're doing is probably the thing we should stop, right? Or
Yeah. I mean, like it seems like the flame, the chant, all of it is necessary for this whole thing to happen, right? So maybe if we disrupt one, we're too far from whatever's going down there to do anything.
how do we? I don't know. How do we stop them without getting 12 hags to turn on us?
I don't know.
We need to get them away from the flame. We need to get as many as we can away from the flame.
Absolutely. You
I
know
mean-
do you know how to fly a broom?
I know how to fall on a broom and hope that it flies away.
It's
um,
a big
Both
gamble.
of you roll me an Arcana check.
15.
Oh, come on, put in that. 15.
Okay. You know that implements such as these brooms,
Mhm.
some are often just for safety, some are guarded with like a command word.
Mhm.
Others just require a kind of a psychic link in that you kind of focus on it and it should theoretically fly how you want. It's a little perhaps wonky to control. There's a reason that brooms are not always the preferred method of flying, but certainly if you are good on them, they're maneuverable, and you could get better at them and learn to fly better. But it just depends. Like as you kind of now look at the stack of brooms, they come in various different kind of shapes and sizes. Some of them with like just jet black and then a kind of like white bristles on the end. Others that just appear to be kind of your stereotypical broom that are just like some sort of brown wood with plain brown, like, but it just, I mean, there's all sorts of types, but without getting closer to inspect them, it'll be a little difficult to tell exactly which ones do what.
Can we see the flame from here?
Oh yeah, you can feel it from here.
Yeah, we're like, okay. And is it just like burning kind of ineffably, like we don't
It is.
like the
There does
source
not
of it,
there
or
does not
there's no-
appear to be any source as you kind of now look. It appears to be hovering maybe a foot or two off the ground, and it just kind of is pulsating and growing a little bit. As you see at this point now, it begins to almost kind of like you see it begin to like almost begin to reach somewhere and then curl back. Both of you roll me a perception check real quick.
Lord.
18.
15.
So it was quick, but Mercy, as you take a look, you do see as with these occasional pulses appear to grow slightly as if it's almost wanting to reach towards something in the circle.
Well, can you describe that a little bit better, or
As
more
if,
just?
as if it, so is when it's pulsing, not
Yeah.
only does it grow larger, but almost like a tendril of it begins to kind of grow out towards the circle. that
Like
you
towards
can
one of
now
the
see.
hags?
No, towards the circle where
Oh, the
Ness is
circle of-
currently.
Oh.
Is this the first time we're seeing it do this?
It appears to be growing more rapid, but yes.
Okay.
Oh, also, because you rolled high, as you kind of look around, you see that any of the remaining hags that had been kind of mulling about in the city, they are no longer there at this point. You assume they're either below you or they're beginning to make their pilgrimage, this kind of long walk. As you do see one kind of appear at the back, perhaps the first of many, it's difficult to tell, at the back of the circle where Ness stands, as it kind of begins to now walk around, forming what looks to be maybe an outer perimeter. It's a little difficult to tell.
I mean,
I don't see that part, right? Yeah, okay.
Not yet. He could describe it to you.
yeah, I'm gonna describe this like reinforcement-looking outer perimeter that's forming.
Okay.
And Alistair can see the tendril, right? Like the effect of on the flame.
Yes. I mean, he can once you describe it.
Described.
Good role play.
Do the thing.
The flame, the chance causing it to pulsate, but it's now branching off and reaching towards the prisoners, including Ness. I mean, you have to stop it now.
Yeah,
You're a hag. Maybe convince them to ease up, find a reason. Maybe, I don't know.
What else is it? Give a speech? I don't know what these guys' rituals are.
Maybe it's something to buy us time. I don't know.
Okay. Why did I decide to play a character that is good at convincing people of things and like deception when I'm not good at deception? This is the worst. Okay.
Or the best.
I don't know, pick a fight with one or something. Argue. Just find a way to distract everybody.
Okay. You stay here. You stay right here.
Okay.
And when you need to, if you need to grab a broom or something, I don't know, just you know, just don't be dumb.
Where is Ness in relation to us right now?
He's about 400, 500 feet away. A little difficult to tell, but you can see based on what he's wearing, he stands out from the crowd. But yeah, you've got direct line of sight just over the trees. There's a small bit of trees in between you and the hill.
Okay. So,
okay.
I'm just sorry. I'm just trying to visualize this. The outer perimeter that was forming from those hags was over by Ness, right? Like that's like surrounding the circle of prisoners.
So basically, yeah, like as it is on the map, you see that there's this kind of circular, almost courtyard, kind of cobbled area up top. It's kind of lined with some old bits of dead wood, and the prisoners are kind of right up against that this bit of wood. Outside of that is where the line of hags is beginning to form.
So the tendril is reaching really far.
Not yet, but it looks like it's.
But it's like going in that direction. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
So-
Okay. Like that actually. Sorry, I have a better picture. Yeah, we need to cause a scene. We need to distract them. We need to stop them from this tendril. It looks like our time's limited here.
All right. Can I cast? Do we? The hags. You said there were like 12 of them, right? Are
12,
they
yeah.
positioned together are they positioned such that I could walk between them?
They're
without
holding
touching them?
hands.
Okay. But there's room on the outside that I could stand and speak to them.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Mercy, you stay here until you need to. Can I? Okay. We're not in combat right now, so can I cast things? Like, if I have a cantrip and like a first level spell, can I cast one, or can I?
You can cast as much as you want. You probably want to decide the order ahead of time so that.
Yes.
Yeah. You can cast. Right now, you're not yet in combat, so yeah, you can cast whatever you want.
Can you continue with that? What if you line of thinking? Because I don't know exactly what you're like.
Well, I'm saying if you
them.
were to try and be like, oh, I want to cast a distraction over there, and then I want to cast another spell. I mean, their reaction time would be pretty quick. So I'm just saying, like, think of the order of operations in which you want your events to unfold.
Sure. Okay. I'd like to cast Silent Image.
Okay.
And create an image of Mercy. It says you can create the image of an object, creature, or some other visible phenomenon no larger than a 15-foot cube.
Okay.
But I can make it move. It says.
Mhm.
So I'd like to I want to create an image of Mercy and make it look like I'm marching him up the stairs to speak to these hags. And at this.
Okay.
Can I do that? No.
Mhm. No, you can. Yeah, I'm just thinking through it. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. And then can I while that is happening, while we are marching up the stairs, cast Mage Hand to pull a broom down toward Mercy should he need it to get one out of there. Is that possible?
You can definitely do that.
I DM'd you, Mason, by the way. Sorry, it's somewhat relevant. that.
Yep. No, let me take a look.
I'm so bad at this. I'm so nervous.
Wait.
So as
Wait, I sorry, before I had just had an idea. Alistair, like the visage of me is there, right? Now I can see it.
Mhm.
Is it like, can you pass through it?
yeah, it's incorporeal, so you can just wave your hand through it.
Could I essentially, in theory, have it projected over me, like almost like a costume? Like being inside it, if I were to, let's say, change it to a hag, to appear as the hag, and then using my feat of an actor speak like the hag that we've heard.
Sure. Yeah.
Really?
Because it says you can make the silent image up to 15 feet, right? So you can make it larger than his body.
Yeah, it says physical interaction with the image reveals it to be an illusion because things can pass through it. So I don't know that he can don it like a... But he could just stand
But if you're
behind.
controlling the movement, it would be up to him to follow that movement. So if
Oh,
he
that's true.
wishes
Okay,
to
like
do
behind
that,
it, behind it.
that would
Okay.
be a dexterity check for him.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I mean, like... Yeah, fucking do it, man. I look like a hag, but you can speak
I'm
like a
gonna
hag.
use my point of, or my advantage from last thing for
Okay.
this roll, my dexterity roll.
Okay, very good. So as this image shimmers into a hag that looks somewhat similar to, now that you've kind of looked around at all of them, it's somewhat similar to this almost darkish gray skin that you have, but with a bit of a different clothing, as your clothing actually seems to stand out a little bit for a lot of these hags. You do make his kind of match a little better. So, Mercy, yeah, roll me a dexterity check to see how well you can follow the movement of the silent image.
I got a 16.
Okay. Which, by the way, I love this. This is maybe my favorite plan I've ever heard.
Like,
I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm really
Really
excited.
good.
we're doing it.
So,
You're a genius.
as you guys begin making your way up the steps here, Mercy just managing to, like, fit his form inside of this hag. Yeah, you guys managed to make it to the top of the stairs.
Right.
Well, all right. Our goal is to stop them from the ritual. We need to convince them to stop, or at least talk to them long enough, and hope that, I don't know, this Ness can do what he can and get everybody out.
Yes, let's say some prayers or something.
As you look around at the hags now chanting, you see a lot of them either have their eyes closed or they're completely glazed over this white substance, yet they seem to know you're there, as then they open up a spot for you to slide in and join them.
He can't slide in and join them because he doesn't have any hands. He has his hands. But he's like behind this image, right?
But if I were to grab it with my actual hand, would they be able to tell?
That would
Like,
be a sleight of hand
they
check.
can, yeah, but like they can. So I'm just trying to figure out how this spell works. Like they can see him. He's not like covered.
He's inside of the image, so he is kind of covered, yeah.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering. Is like, is that how it works? Because like it says things can pass through it. It says
Right,
physical
which
reaction,
he's
interaction
inside of
with
it. Yeah.
He's inside of it. You made it slightly larger than him.
I meant,
so
I
it's like
thought
a
like,
costume
I
he's
thought,
wearing.
okay, I understand that, but I thought that meant like visually, like if you were to pass your hand through it, it would be like you'd be able to see the thing through it. But I guess that makes sense. Okay,
Yeah,
got it.
so
I'm
yeah,
all caught up.
technically that's what I'm saying. He would have to make a sleight of hand to make sure his hand can as closely match
Wow.
the image hand
Right.
is, and this is going to be getting more difficult as you go. So,
All right.
so it's up to
Sleight
you
of
guys.
hand check.
So are you sliding into the circle, Mercy?
Um.
We could just speak to them from the outside. Otherwise,
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna. I'm not
It's up
getting in the
to-
circle.
That's up to you guys. Let me check something real
Not
quick.
I'm not getting in the circle yet.
As far as what you were asking about a second ago, Mercy, give me one sec because there was something else you were asking about that I wanted to check.
Yes.
In your class. Give me like 5 seconds here.
Good.
When you were choosing, I don't have your warlock stuff up.
Uh-huh.
When you were choosing Warlock, did you take any of the like psychic ability stuff? I don't think you did.
No, I don't recall taking anything like that.
Okay. I'm just checking real quick to make sure I'm not missing something. Because you chose the Hexblade.
Oh, I have another question for you
Yes.
after that.
What's up?
Whenever you're done.
I'm now done. I had to read something real quick.
Does my magical item work en masse if multiple people are looking at it at the same time?
Let me read what I wrote for your item. Let me see. I would say yes. Probably, they will each individually have to make a save against it. Let me see.
We're getting
I gotta read the stuff I wrote.
Okay. And then I have a follow-up. I have a
I would say I don't see why it wouldn't.
And then a follow-up question.
Okay.
How far, you said that there were no railings along the staircase. I assume there are no railings along the top of the tower either?
No, there's not.
How far are they from the edge?
It's not a huge, like, the flame takes up the majority of this. You guys probably have maybe 10 feet from, like, the edge of them to the edge of the tower.
They have 10 feet between them and the edge of the tower.
Mm-hmm.
Like shoving distance?
You could certainly try. Are you trying to shove 12 people at once?
12 entranced witches, because the spell breaks immediately upon any damage or physical contact.
Right.
To do it and catch them off guard, if you shove one, right, and breaks the spell as they're being shoved over the edge. They really can't do much to stop that.
You're,
right.
In theory, correct, yes.
And then breaking this trance on one of them doesn't break it on the other ones. So there is time.
Correct.
Potentially shove 12 witches.
One by one.
So,
assuming you successfully knock all of them back.
As a reminder, if you read you can entrance multiples of them. They have to be able to see your pocket watch while they're for the trance to continue to take place. Also, every 6 seconds, they will get to try again to break out of this trance.
But 6 seconds.
I mean, yeah. I mean, just hate to be buzzkill, but just
I appreciate it. I just want to figure out how much it works and what our options are here, because there are 12 hags.
How many people can you push off a cliff in 6 seconds?
I mean,
wasn't that on the SATs?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Sure. Okay. So what are you guys doing?
I'm not getting in the circle. Can I glance over at the flame and see what's sustaining it? If it's like wood, if it's just an empty.
It's just floating.
Fire. Just a floating flame.
It's floating. It appears to be magical in nature.
Okay. So I'm not gonna get in the circle, at least yet.
Okay.
I'm just on the outside.
Okay.
I'll stand with him. Are you gonna?
I'd say you try and get in the circle, see if you can disrupt the ritual. See if you can break the link. If you take hands, you might be able to stop you might at least be able to hinder the ritual. Just take their hands, see if you can somehow block the chain.
Okay, give a good speech or something. All right. And then Alex, wait, sorry.
All right.
Go ahead, Mason.
Before you do anything else, I want you to remember that Silent Image is definitely a concentration spell.
Oh, okay. All right.
So if you cast any other spells that are concentration, the image will disappear. Just for future. I don't know if you're planning to. I just know you're relatively new to spellcasting.
I am super new to spellcasting, so thank you.
Yep.
So if I cast any spell that says that it
So
is-
under duration, it has like a little C
Yeah.
there. So if it has a C, then it means concentration. That means if you get hit, you have to make sure that you can maintain concentration. Or if you
Wait,
cast another
where-
concentration spell, you lose it.
wait, okay, so
Yeah.
that's the only spell I have that's a concentration spell. So, okay.
Just make sure.
Yeah, but I mean, also if anything happens, like if I were to be entranced by this creepy circle or whatever.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna move up. I'm gonna move forward and take hands with the hags around the circle. Oh, this is a dumb idea, but I'm doing it.
Okay. Mercy, what are you doing in the meantime?
I'm gonna put on my best hag voice.
Mhm.
And I'm just gonna start talking.
Okay.
Sisters, the time is close. But before we proceed, I ask that we take a moment to recognize the power that we share.
You now look as just 12 pupilless eyes open and begin to like shift their gaze towards you.
Witness me.
I want a t-shirt.
So, Alistair, real quick,
Witness me.
Witness me.
I swear to God, my brain did not make me say that. It just came.
So Starling,
Yes,
can you
sir.
describe to me in as much details as
Can I
much
get the
detail as possible
Oh no.
what does the hag covering, what does the silent image covering Mercy look like? Like just as much detail as you can give me.
Oh Lord.
Like how it's dressed, that kind of that sort of thing.
Okay. Did I? I've been seeing all these. Can I give a Weasley answer? I've been seeing all these hags that we've encountered so far on the hill and in the creepy inside area, and now like we saw the bottoms of their robes or whatever, and as we were peeking, whatever. Can I imagine that I would have manifest something that is some like common
Sure.
denominator of all of those features.
Absolutely. You can definitely
I'm not
do
sure what
that.
you're looking for.
I know, and that's what makes this fun.
Okay.
So fun.
Okay. She is. How tall is Mercy?
5'8".
Okay. She is the same height as Mercy.
Okay.
A little thicker.
Yep.
Around the middle. Dressed in long black, like sort of like blackish gray, tattered kind of,
Okay.
like a dress or robes. Of
What
some
about
sort.
facial features?
Surprisingly less ugly than you would expect.
Okay.
An aquiline nose, sort of severe looking, but not ugly, and a little older, not like the picture of youth, but not like a hideous old woman
Sure.
or anything.
So, Mercy, now that you've said this, I need you to roll me a deception check with disadvantage
Uh-oh.
because you are speaking, and the ability for her to match your mouth movements without knowing what you're saying is next to impossible.
Oh shit! Why didn't we think of this? Why did I think of this? I'm sorry.
So go ahead.
Okay, but I with my feet, with deception checks, I get advantage. So does it cancel it out? I just roll a
For
deception check?
actor,
Yeah.
Can I roll a sleight of hand to like try to like be really good at this?
I will let you try to make generic mouth movements. Sure, roll me sleight of hand.
I saw Rain's reaction.
Watermelon.
So
God damn it!
I get an advantage. Wait, so should I just roll for a straight deception check then? No
I
disadvantage?
will allow it. Yes.
This is bad.
What did you get on your sleight of hand check?
Oh,
Alistair, yeah.
11. I've been rolling so well earlier. Dang it. I'm gonna die.
I also rolled 11.
Maybe he finished saying it before
Can
you
I-
looked over at him.
I forgot to fucking use my ring.
Yes, Mercy, where do you?
You had to slip
forgot
that
to use
witness
my
me in the and at the end.
Yeah, right.
I swear to God, I don't even know what happened to me in real life. It just came out. It just seemed like the right thing to say.
Yeah, because you're about to die. That would make sense.
Yeah, how did I not think of this?
So I rolled an 11 on the deception.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Let me check one thing.
I
So,
oh.
as you kind of say this, you're back kind of to the edge of this tower. Based on your positioning, the way you came up the stairs, the brooms and stuff are maybe 5 feet off to your left behind you. Alistair's about 5 feet ahead of you, now beginning to join hands as you say this. As all these faces kind of glance over at you, you see one of them as the eyeballs roll back from being behind, kind of like rolled back in their head. They kind of come back down as you see the pupil kind of like blink at you as you're finishing this sentence, and you see it kind of glance at you and squint.
only one does
Do
that.
I?
Only one so far. However, what
I
you
see
notice
that?
looking at it...
Wait, can I say something before
Sure.
it does anything?
Do you want to hear my description real quick before you do that?
Yes. Sorry. I just didn't know if it was gonna go in a direction.
Yeah, like
Or I'm gonna
action about to
regret not
happen.
doing a thing.
Yeah. What you do notice is that this hag... Actually, both of you roll me a perception check.
Fuck me in the ass. Sorry. 8.
I can't tell if that's in...
Sorry.
As she says that to the hag.
Yeah.
23.
That's your distraction.
For just a moment, you think that this is the hag that you had interacted with the day before, and then you realize just there's a kind of crook in its nose, but it appears to be very similar, almost as if it was even could be the sister. But it does appear to be very similar. So go ahead. What were you saying?
I'm going to.
Do it. Sorry.
I'm just gonna turn away
Before
from them, facing the top of the trees, like facing the prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna, while spinning my ring, I'm gonna say, "Don't break the ritual." In hopes that they turn back around and continue. Very good.
Sorry.
No worries.
Even BB thinks that's a terrible idea.
Very good. So you're just turning around facing the...
Yes, so they can't see my lips.
Okay. Rolling another
Fire thunder.
deception check. Another flat deception check real quick.
Now, since this time I'm spinning my ring,
Did you?
right?
Yeah.
I can
Yes, do your
yeah.
thing. Do your ring thing.
my ring thing. All right. Okay. All right. So that it beat the check.
Okay.
So and deception, regular deception check. 10.
10 on deception.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Alistair, you notice as this hag now releases its hands as the other two close the circle as it begins making its way walking towards Mercy. We'll be right back to that. So let's take a quick 5-minute break.
What?
Cliffhanger.
Don't get rid. I was trying to respond before he even did anything, and I didn't.
Let's take a quick 5-minute break. We're going to go to the restroom real quick, and then we'll be
Oh my God.
right back to all this stuff in just a moment. So see you guys in hopefully less than 5 minutes. Be right back. Bye.
It was almost.
contingency plan.
Most memorable thing so far, in my opinion. Thank you so much. I'm living right now. Oh my god, BB. I'm gonna murder you.
I'm so scared.
All right, good.
I'm so scared.
Good to go then. Before we get to you guys, we're actually hopping back over to Dragathiel.
No. Oh.
We'll get hold that thought. Now you can think it through.
Okay.
Dragathiel,
For the first time tonight.
roll me a perception check. Yeah, you. At this point, the hag has told you kind of stay put and just keep your eyes peeled, which you are doing dutifully.
Natural 20.
Ness is standing right in front of you.
Yeah, you.
As you
In
see him,
order for
as you see him
Gabriel to-
standing there, however, you find yourself unable to move or make your way over there. But you do see him there. It seems as though the whole staying put thing is really sticking. You're really feeling it. At this point, the elven woman who had been tending to you walks back over and says, Dragathiel, is something wrong?
No, everything's perfectly fine. I'm just still a little dazed from that dream, I guess.
And as she steps closer to you now, the illusion begins to fade as you see the face of a hag in front of you. However, you still find your body unable to react. And you find yourself compelled to tell her what she's asking. Says, well, I did have a run-in with your friends earlier. As the voice begins to change into this kind of dark, gravelly, almost kind of, as you now are close, see this putrid smell hits your face. If you see them, you will tell me, right?
I'm sorry, I'm confused by the question.
Well, we had some trouble earlier. You had some friends looking for you.
Wait, where's my mom?
At this point, you see as this person kind of leans down really close and you says, if you see them, you will tell me. And you feel suddenly compelled to do so.
That could be someone.
Ness, as you see Dragathiel's hand suddenly point at you, you see as Boar's like, what? What? Why? What do we do? You see he suddenly turns invisible. He's still bound up. You see the bounds beside you begin to struggle as he begins to try and get out of it. Let me see how long it takes him. It takes him a little bit, but you see him working at the bonds as he suddenly disappears.
Yep.
With this singular hag now looking directly at you, standing beside Dragathiel, as you see around you, kind of around this circle, on the outside, hags have begun to form an outer perimeter.
Real quick question.
Mm-hmm.
You said earlier that cat wants out. You said earlier that it appeared that she was like charmed, like specifically, like I've seen people be charmed.
It does appear that way, yes.
Okay. Because I was hoping, like, as we sort of shuffled into the line to cast a spell.
Okay, sure.
Calm emotions, which can dispel charm, or suppress charm.
Let's see.
Also, why does my natural 20 screw me over every time?
All right. What?
You get to see him.
let's
You're
see.
screwed.
Like, wait, that's not what I learned.
Each human in a 20-foot radius. This is a different. No, it would apply. Okay. You can make. Sure, I will allow it this time. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
No, just because I should have asked you earlier. Then yeah. But yes.
Sure.
Sure.
So I want to just center it on Dragathiel.
Okay.
And so if she chooses, I don't know if she can choose to fail it or not, being charmed or whatever.
Right.
But it would suppress the charm for a minute or until concentration is broken.
Okay. I'm just wanting to read. Let me read the wording
Yeah.
one more time.
Of course.
A creature can choose to fail the saving throw if it wishes. So I would say she probably wouldn't choose that. The effect of the charm being suppressed would probably not be it's still her that has to choose. If she were choosing for a reason, I can think of a reason, but I don't think this is applicable. I think she would probably not choose to fail this, in my opinion.
Okay.
So Dragathiel, as this hag is now kind of reaching down towards you, you get the sense that you had just been charmed, but something is keeping it at bay. So you do not feel the need to point out Ness there. We will go ahead and back that up a few steps.
Thank you. I've been sitting on that for forever, and then you're
Sure.
like, "Oh yeah, no, he's right there," and I'm like,
No, but
I'll allow it. Yeah.
But
I didn't get a choice. I tried,
Yeah.
and Mason goes, but now you tell him.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I know.
that's the way it works. So
Alright.
for the next minute, you are currently not charmed. What are you doing at this point as the hag is kind of leaning down into you? You see now what had previously looked like either dinner guests or wedding guests or something appear to be all bound slaves or thralls. As you look at the slab you're sitting on, you gather this is some sort of ritual circle for some purpose, and you had been put at the middle for one reason or another.
Okay. And everyone can, see us, right?
Mhm. Pretty much, yeah. You're not, hidden in any way, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to prepare Armor of Agathis. Just in case.
You're going to apply it to yourself?
No, I'm just gonna have it prepared.
Okay, if what happens?
If I myself or I see one of my friends be advanced upon in an intimidating manner.
Okay. So then going back to you, Ness, as you see Dragathiel being talked to by this hag, you now having calmed her emotions, you do see her eyes kind of blink for a second and sort of take things in. But so far, she has not yet done any adverse action. Meanwhile, Boar's kind of bouncing back and forth beside you.
Boar, I need you. Remember that thing we talked about?
Mhm,
Going
mhm,
invisible?
mhm, mhm, mhm.
I need you to do it.
All right, he goes invisible immediately.
Okay. I need you to get out of these. I need you to get out of this rope, and I need you to start as quickly as you can unchaining all of the people around. Be very careful.
Okay. And you see is slowly there's just a shuffling sound beside you as you see the ropes kind of work back and forth until they finally come loose and flop to the ground. Let me roll a stealth check for him. Okay. That's pretty good. You just hear the tiny as his feet begin moving away. He is, as far as you know, doing what you asked at this point. Let's see. We'll stay here for a moment. Okay. Say 20 on the first one. You see as these set of manacles on the person beside you chink, fall to the ground. The person kind of looks at their hands for a second and begins looking around worriedly. And they kind of look at you, confused. It appears to be an elf of some sort. You don't know if they were brought here from somewhere else or if they're from the Feywild, but they seem very confused as to what's going on.
I know you're scared, but we're going to need to be a diversion, because if we don't stop this, then everyone dies.
Like now.
Well.
Can you help me in any way? Because I have... He looks as I don't have my weapons. I don't have my armor.
not now, but the more people become unchained, we're working on it. As more people become unchained, it'll be easier. So just act natural and wait. And when I move, you move. Okay?
Right.
Tell the man next to you.
All right. So let me do this. Okay. Boar's not rolling terribly.
That's good.
You do see.
His life's just on the line. It's fine.
Yeah, you do see over the next 3, 4. You do see over the next probably 30 seconds as a few more people, their chains begin to fall. At this point,
I want to keep.
Dragathiel,
Go ahead.
Go ahead and roll me another perception check. Dragathiel.
Okay.
Perception check. I like how she was like paused. She was waiting for me to unpause her. She's like, I know what I'm doing.
17. Oh wait, is
Yes.
this for a save, or what is this for?
No, it's just a
Perception
check.
check.
It's just-
Oh, okay.
No.
Then 17, yeah.
Perception,
17.
yeah. So 17. Yeah, you look around and you briefly just barely notice as this small satyr beside Ness disappears, and you see manacles and ropes begin falling off of a few people around the circle. You feel the charm beginning to impress itself on your mind. You're still clear-headed at this moment, but you do feel it's only a matter of time. Ness, you were saying something as well.
Was I? Sorry.
You started to, and then I interrupted you to say that. Yeah.
I completely forget.
Okay, no worries. So we'll say we're going to cut back to the other group for this next bit. Dragathiel, you probably have about 30 seconds. All right. So as now, Alistair, you were wanting to do what as you see the hag begin to leave the circle and approach Mercy?
I'd like to cast Charm Person on her. She presumably already regards me as a friendly acquaintance, but like
So far, yes.
I'm trying to figure out. So like Charm Person would be kind of redundant. But is the charm stronger than that? Like if I say something when
Yes,
she's charmed,
so-
will she necessarily believe it?
The creature. Yeah, so the charm creature is friendly acquaintance. Yeah. So charm is a bit stronger than just not viewing you as a threat. It means it.
Okay.
It means it actually perceives you to be a friend, even if it knows who or what you are.
Okay.
So a friend, like, yeah. So it does have a stronger effect than just like not hating you. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay. So you're just gonna cast it on that one?
Well, I can't cast it any higher.
Yeah, I mean you could. It just affects more creatures. It doesn't make it stronger. So
I don't have it at the second level.
Okay.
like
What
I
is
said.
your spell save DC? Then it has to make a Wisdom saving throw.
It's Wisdom 14. But I just want to convince her to not like go toward Mercy, to like stay in the circle.
Okay. I'm
I
going
guess is that a legitimate use of that spell? Sorry.
Yeah, I mean whatever
Okay.
you want to do is a legitimate use. I don't know what to tell you. It's
sure.
written vaguely on purpose.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
if you could tell a friend to reasonably do something, then you could expect them to do it if they become charmed by you. Okay. Wisdom saving throw. That is a natural 20. So it does resist your charm. As you see it kind of
Okay.
like itch its head for a second, but it still seems to be focused on Mercy. Mercy, as it approaches you, you do hear it say, "So, what was that about?"
Fuck me. I'm still facing the opposite direction, so it can't see my face, correct?
That's correct, yeah.
Am I allowed to alter?
I'm
silent
gonna
image
say again. Sorry.
Am I allowed to alter silent image at all once it's been cast? Like other than moving it?
You guys tonight.
We want to live.
No, it's great. It's great. It's great. It does not say you can change the image. No.
Okay.
Which friend is coming by? You can use your action to cause the image to move to any spot within range. As the image changes, oh no, no, just you can only alter the appearance so that its movement appears natural. So you can't completely alter the image. You can only make it move.
So that doesn't. So altering its appearance so that its movements appear natural for the image does not include the mouth moving. Like
I mean,
count as movement.
It does, but again, trying to match movements to like his actual before he was kind of following you.
Yeah.
There's no way you can predict what his mouth movement is going to be.
I'm just trying to fix it.
No, it's fine. You haven't. It's not broken yet. Just
Okay. Okay.
I'm going to, with still spinning the ring, facing the other way. Slightly spinning the ring. Get back in the circle.
Okay.
It passes the check for that. So
Okay.
would this be intimidation or deception? Deception, right?
This would be deception, unless you didn't really do anything too intimidating. Yeah.
Okay. 16.
As you say this, you suddenly. Are you wanting to do anything, Alistair? You can interrupt me if you have something.
Yes.
This is the.
Yes,
you
I
have a
do.
second now. What would you
I'd like
to
to call to the. I'd like to call to her and say return to the circle, sister. The time is at hand. Can I roll for persuasion or something? I just.
You can.
So scared. Okay. God, damn it. All right, 11. Never mind. I have the best fucking
Wait,
modifier
okay,
for that.
hold on though. I did see that you didn't roll.
Hold on.
You just
Yeah, it just kind of flipped over,
It
but
just kind of I've just watched a couple. I hit it a
Did you
few
press
times.
R on
But
the
I
thing?
hit R. I don't click it to roll it. I hit R every
Okay.
time.
I just
So,
curious. I just.
I know.
it's over.
What did you roll total?
Total, I rolled 11. No, wait, 8, 10. Sorry, 10. God damn.
It glances back at you for a second, seemingly questioning you, as you are now holding hands, but also not chanting along with the group. You see it glance back at you, Mercy, you see it glance back at Mercy. Mercy currently still facing the other direction, as you see a slow smile begin to creep over its face. As it kind of turns back to you, Mercy, you now feeling a hand on your back, and then a whisper in your ear says, "Yes, I thought that might be the case. I need you to roll me an acrobatics check, as it's going to attempt to shove you off the tower."
Okay.
Oh my Jesus.
19.
Okay, you feel this kind of push from behind you. You said 19?
Mm-hmm.
You were really
Witness
lucky.
him.
You feel this kind of push from behind you as you slip out of the way. Yeah, witness him indeed. As this hag, now apparently very much aware of your presence, staring at you, smiling as you see it begin to curl some dark magic in its hands. Alistair, what are you doing? And both of you roll initiative for me.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay.
Fuck. Jesus.
Okay, I have a question on spell slots.
Okay.
How do they work if you're not in combat and you do spells? It still takes up spell slots in between rests?
Correct.
See, I didn't realize that when I was casting things. Oopsies.
No worries.
And then it occurred to me after. And I was
No,
like,
you're good. You're fine.
Okay.
That'd be great if it worked that way, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Never get in
but
combat
I guess
ever.
it's the difference between at will like cantrips and
Yes.
like actual spells.
Correct.
So she's and what's their position right now? Because she tried to shove him, but she did not succeed. So where are they like standing?
They are standing kind of
Ooh.
right along the edge. You okay?
Yeah, I was wondering
really
if that
loud.
was here or there.
It's really loud. Like it's really bad weather here. It's adding to the anxiety. This is good. This is great.
They're both right on the edge at this point. Mercy, kind of having backed away, you nearly fumble over the brooms that are behind you in this pile. As you now see Alistair, you were doing what real quick? And also, both of you roll initiative and let me know what you get.
Oh my
I got
God.
a 14 for initiative.
Okay.
Fuck me in the
No, finish that
one.
Yeah, fuck you where?
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Going late is not necessarily a bad thing.
I know,
All the
but
time.
like I just I'm not happy with all these rolls.
right.
Okay, yeah, I'm just sort of reeling, trying to process what's happening. And
Okay.
I haven't left the circle yet. I'm still standing in the circle. With my holding. Yeah.
All right.
What?
Oh fuck.
Music just came on. The loud. I got.
I'm not listening to the music. Thank God.
I can't hear. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
You need to turn that down.
That bout.
That's so
killed me.
weird.
Yeah, if
It's
it,
like funeral.
it probably
How
won't
do I
loop.
learn? how do
It
I
probably
learn
won't loop for you guys if you're using it in like Chrome. Chrome breaks really easily. I don't know why.
Because
Oh.
it had been quiet for like this whole time. And then this like Gregorian chant just came in out of nowhere.
Great, that's what
Like this
So,
death knell.
But also, it sounds like someone's dying.
Mercy,
Yeah.
I can't remember how to get to the music. Where do I go?
it's in BattleBards.
Don't. I'm sorry.
No worries. Mercy, you are the
Oh,
first
I
to
saw that
react
sigh.
as you kind of slip out of the way as the hag attempts to shove you off the edge. Just a wicked grin revealing these kind of just toothy maw of just fangs and this long kind of tongue now making its way out. What are you doing? As you kind of nearly stumble over the brooms behind you, you see as Alistair kind of like is giving you a worried glance. Now a lot of the other hags appear to be kind of trying to make out what's going on.
I'm gonna see if I can just grab a broom, just using like what I said to see if I can grab
Roll
one that.
me,
right.
roll me a. We'll just call this Arcana check with advantage
All right.
because of your focus.
Nine.
9.
With advantage?
With
God damn.
advantage.
Just roll me a d20 then, because this will be random as to what you grab.
Okay. 8.
Okay. You grab the first broom, kind of feeling it in your hand.
Fuck.
What are you doing with it, real quick? What are you trying to do?
I'm going to. Can I grab it and the hag and jump off the edge? Can I try and grapple it off the edge with the broom in hand?
You absolutely can. Is that what you would like to do?
That's what I'm gonna do.
What?
Morgan.
Okay.
Or you're gonna die. I might be fine.
Can I see this from where I am at all?
Roll me another perception check. You, Dragathiel. Ness would be facing the opposite direction, so... Well, you might be looking around now. I don't know how much you're trying to hide what you're doing.
Nah, I'm doing a whole other thing.
Okay. Yeah,
So I wouldn't be looking.
to be clear, he's about 400, 500 feet away. As you...
Yeah, no, I rolled a 2, so I don't see nothing.
No, you seem very preoccupied with what's in front of you. So, Mercy, you are going to take the hag and attempt to jump off as best you
With the
can.
broom
Okay.
in hand.
Go ahead and roll me an athletics check. And the hag will roll an acrobatics check to try and get away from you.
17.
Oh my God. Sorry.
Holy
Is
shit.
the
Oh,
storm
that
in your
scared me.
house?
It just shook the whole house. I was like on top of me. Sorry. I didn't. Sorry.
You're good. All right.
Hey, buddy, it's okay. I know. Yeah.
You do manage to grab a solid hold of the hag. It only got a 14 as you kind of wrap your hand over its head. And
I sort of had a specific...
No, tell me.
I had a specific way I'd envisioned it because my goal is to almost like... in a weird kind of like grapple, have the broom in contact with me and the hag. Almost like putting it in its arms. Does that make sense? Like shoving it into its chest and grabbing the hag.
Okay.
Is they like
huddle.
sandwiching?
Yeah, almost in a way. My goal is to,
Ride the hag like a mount?
well, the hag doesn't want to die. And the hag has a broom.
Sure.
All the while, I'm gonna do what I can to focus on that broom to see if it'll answer back and fly. But hoping that the hag.
As you
wants to
jump
fly.
off now, kind of grappling the hag and kind of holding the broom in your other arm, you try to reach out to control the broom yourself, but it is currently not responsive. As you begin plummeting towards the ground, you do hear, what languages do you speak?
Common, draconic, elvish, and infernal.
Okay. A language that you do not quite comprehend begins to utter out of the hag's mouth. It's almost a kind of somewhere between a mix of like something that doesn't sound normally producible by most means. You gather this either takes a lot of study or some sort of magic, but almost like the sound of rocks grinding with also some sort of, it just sounds strangely elemental, as if rocks were crashing into each other and you could hear water freezing and fire begin to burn through something all at the same time. This sort of like sound. As the broom suddenly arrests your momentum, I need you and the hag both are going to make a dexterity saving throw.
Eight.
Hag also got an 8. As you as you both kind of like scramble now, holding on by one hand, I will now give you a bonus action, and that is going to be the end of your turn as you're both kind of hanging in the air by one hand, about still 60, 70 feet from the ground at this point.
Bonus action. I am going to. I'm gonna see if I can. Wait. Sorry, I'm trying to make a decision.
Yeah, no, you could die. This is a good time.
Can I cast shield?
It is a reaction. So if you get attacked, you can cast shield.
Okay. Then I'm going to try and. So I'm holding up by one hand, so I have a free hand, right?
Currently, yeah.
Then I'm just gonna stab this bitch with my rapier.
Okay.
I'm gonna just, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Sorry, I just.
Nope. You're good.
I remember last time I got a. Okay. Uh, 18 to hit.
18 just barely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
This music is gonna fucking be the death of me.
The music
I
isn't
think this
working for
hag
me.
and the
I
fall
keep
are gonna be the
loading
death of you,
page.
but-
Yeah.
Oh no, we're not dying today.
That's what So
I can't
it's-
get the music to.
That's
Do you have it open in Edge?
No, it worked in Chrome last time. Okay. Nope,
7
no.
damage.
7 damage. Okay. Very
Do I
good.
have edge?
Noted. So you reach out and kind of stab while hanging with one hand as you're just kind of hanging in the air. Below you, just flat earth. At this point, it is now the hag's turn. It is going to attempt to climb up on the broom. You see as it kind of swings itself up, and it is going to try and use its movement to shake you off. Roll me another dexterity saving throw. As it kind of like turns a loop and tries to fling you down towards the ground.
18.
You manage to somehow catch yourself in the loop and actually flip yourself up onto the top of the broom. Now the two of you facing each other on opposite ends of this small broom. That's going to be the end of its turn for now. Alistair, it is your turn as you've seen
This
Mercy
is like the bit in Final Fantasy VIII, where you have to you're on the little thing.
As you see Mercy and the hag go over the edge. You hear a few of the hags around you begin to murmur, and as some of them begin to leave the circle to go help, you hear another one from the back edge on the other side of the flame that you can't tell. See, it says, "No, we must complete the ritual. We do not have time." What are you doing?
Where's the hag that said that?
It's just on, almost directly opposite on the other side of the flame from you.
Other side of the flame from me, so sort of in a.
Yeah, you guys are in a
whatever.
circle around it, so it's literally directly across from you.
Well, I get that, but I'm trying to think of how it's positioned relative to where Mercy fell off.
Mercy's basically directly behind you.
Oh, behind me.
Yes.
Oh, right. I walked in like that. Gotcha. I say, I respond and I say, we must help one of our own. And I rush to the edge with all of the others who have left the circle.
At this point, the rest go ahead and return, seemingly afraid of what happens if the ritual does not get completed.
Fuck.
You see now the green tendrils of this flame reaching over, and Ness and Dragathil, you guys see it almost touching down as it begins to kind of spiral and then get sucked back.
Okay.
Touching down
Near the circle where you guys are.
Great.
Yes.
I have nothing helpful. Oh my god. I can't take on 12 freaking hags. Can I?
I mean, they go back to the circle as you begin to leave.
Right. Can I? Sorry, I'm trying to think through what to do here because I haven't seen the details of what happened when he went over the edge. So I imagine that I would have run over to the edge anyway.
Yeah, as you run over to the edge, you see this as they're kind of fighting over the broom as they do this flip and now end up facing each other.
On the broom.
Yes,
that
on the
is,
broom.
Stable, or still plummeting.
It's stable. The hag appears to have arrested its momentum currently. Yeah, at the moment they're just fighting in the air. Beside you, there's that whole pile of brooms beside you, and the stairs kind of a few feet past them, heading back down.
Okay. Okay. I have to say something. Can I walk back into the circle and sort of do they make space for me as though I'm coming back into the circle?
They appear to,
still
yes.
believe that I'm still okay. One of them, okay.
Mm-hmm.
But rather than holding hands, I try to sort of continue what similar. I don't want to sound too similar to what he was saying. It'll be a little obvious. Jesus fuck, I'm so stressed out. Witness me, right? I'm so stressed out right now between the dog shaking in my lap and the weather and him on the verge of death.
Sure.
I don't have any RP in me right now. I just want to. Can I just say something?
Tell me what you want to do.
I just want to say something distracting and convincing about how like we have like look at these people who are trying to interrupt us and like spoil this for us, but we won't let them because we're awesome. Just anything that's going to like interrupt the chanting and make them all listen to me, and preferably long-winded.
Sure. Roll me a performance check. Performance.
I'm okay. This isn't rolling. I'm hitting R, and it's really not rolling. I don't.
Yeah, no, I saw it. I did.
Rolling.
It's not.
Just tap.
And alternatively, if you right click and just like keep tapping R on the menu, you can keep, but like you can just like spin it in the air. And
Yeah,
just,
there you go.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you want to do.
Wait.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's what
like
I
that?
do.
That's
Oh.
what I do. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's better. Okay.
I always match the
Can I
shit out
count
of it.
that one? Because the other one was not a
Sure,
roll.
go ahead.
I promise it was.
It's fine.
Okay. Which one was it? Performance? Okay, 18.
18. You see as a few of them begin to like look at you strangely. Most of them keep chanting. There's only a slight break, but it may have slowed it at least somewhat. It's difficult to say.
Oh my god. Okay, how far away is the hill? It's like hundreds of feet. It's like 500 feet away.
500 feet, yeah.
Jiminy fucking crickets.
Yeah, at the moment they appear to be ignoring you, intent on finishing the chant. As the flames grow closer, you see like just this kind of almost helix of flame begin to reach over towards the hill.
And I can't understand what kind of language it is. I don't know what they're saying.
What languages do you speak?
I speak Abyssal, Common, Draconic, Elvish, Undercommon. I think
None of those.
I think that's it. Okay.
It does not sound familiar to you.
I don't want to use another spell slot.
What you saving it for?
Yeah. Okay. Good call. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna help me any. All right. Can I cast Comprehend Languages?
You can.
I don't want to. It seems unhelpful. I just don't know what else to do. Yeah, I'm desperate. I just want to know what they're saying, what this chant entails.
Sure.
This is probably an unwise choice, but I just am.
Yeah. So as you do, how long does it take you to cast that for reference?
Casting time 1 action, duration 1 hour.
Okay. If that, I just wanted to make sure because I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
I think there's one for reading other languages that takes a minute or something. I could be wrong.
When it says if it's written, it takes about a minute to read 1 page of text.
Okay, that's what I was.
But
okay,
I instantly understand the literal meaning of it.
Okay.
Here.
So the chanting appears to be something akin to them asking this primordial flame to feed on their sacrifices that they may feed on the essence and purify their souls. It's essentially them asking, as you listen, it's almost a prayer to whatever this flame is, wherever it's conjured from. It's almost a prayer asking it to extend their life. As you kind of have gathered from what Boar told you, this whole ritual is necessary for them to live. For whatever reason, they do this about every 5 years. So that is going to be the end of your turn.
Good lord, I'm dumb. Okay.
I wouldn't say that. So back with Ness and Dragathiel. At this point, nearing the end of your minute, there's probably another 5 people, it looks like, that Boar has been able to release. Let me check something real quick.
Sure. I wanted to do something like sort of immediately after I said what I said to that guy.
Okay. What do you want to do? No, it's fine.
Because it has a minute casting time. But actually, I need this is like really important because Magic Circle, you actually never mind. One or more of the following types. So the second I say that to him, I'm going to try center directly under Dragathiel to cast Magic Circle, excluding Fae, Fiends, and Undead.
Okay. Let me
Yeah.
So just magic circle.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a minute to cast it, so
Sure.
yeah. I mean, it would take a while.
All
I
right.
don't know that I would have much else to do.
10-foot radius, 20-foot tall cylinder of magical energy centered on a point on the ground that you can see within range. Glowing runes appear wherever the cylinder intersects with the floor or other surface. Choose one or more of the following types of creatures: celestials, elementals, fiends, fays, or undead. The circle affects a creature of the chosen type in the following ways. The creature can't willingly enter the cylinder by non-magical means. If the creature tries to use teleportation or enter plane or travel to do so, it must first succeed on a charisma saving throw. The creature has disadvantage on attack rolls against targets in the cylinder. Targets in the cylinder cannot be charmed, frightened, or possessed by... That's a very good call.
That's kind of the operative one right there.
Yep. All right. When you cast this spell, and it's not concentration either, so that's permanent. Okay.
It is not.
And it lasts for
1
an
hour
hour.
duration.
You can cause to elect its magic to operate in the reverse direction, preventing a creature of the specified type from leaving the cylinder as it protects. Huh. Okay, so it's only on casting, though. You can't change that midway through. Okay, cool. Good
Right.
to know. So, Dragathiel, as your mind begins to slowly creep back as this hag's charm effect begins to take back over, just as you begin losing yourself, and as you go to, like, point out where Ness is, this kind of glowing circle of just divine energy like appears around you, and your head feels clear again. At this point, now that you've done this, Ness, you do see several of the people begin to scatter immediately, as you see probably people running in 10 different directions, as a few of the hags that were at the circle suddenly go to try and break off to catch them. A few of the others seem intent on staying there, apparently afraid of what might happen if they're not there when whatever has going to happen happens.
Sure.
The hag that is in the circle now, Dragathiel, begins walking over towards you. As it looks at you, it seems a little disappointed as it kind of begins to put its hand up, almost like it's on a force field. You see it kind of trace this bit of energy. And it seems very disappointed. It says, well, that is most disappointing. As it kind of looks around, trying to figure out where this came from. It does not appear to see you, Ness, as it seems to be very confused, but it is looking around. It says, well, no matter. A willing subject is so much more effective, but we shall see that you are taken care of nonetheless.
Can I channel divinity to use conquering presence?
Sure.
What does that do?
For a chosen creature, that hag, within 30 feet, make a wisdom saving throw, DC 14, or they become frightened for 1 minute. Creature can repeat the save at the end of each turn.
Okay. Wisdom?
It says a wisdom saving throw, DC 14.
Okay, let me see. It fails. So, as this hag, which by the way, Ness, as you now take a closer look at it, realize this is in fact the one that you guys had dealt with the day before.
Motherfucker.
Suddenly, it shrieks as it begins to run out of the circles. You see a few of the other hags attempt to stop it, but it pushes past as it goes moving out. Both of you also roll me initiative now, so we can get you in the turn order.
11.
Okay. So Ness is 11.
8.
Okay. Right. 8 for you. I believe that puts you right ahead of Alistair. At this point, Mercy, back on the broom, as you have just managed to steady yourself, catching yourself rather deftly as this hag attempts to throw you off. You see it kind of snarling at you from the other side. What are you doing?
I'm going to I'm gonna try and see if I can like tilt the broom directionally towards the ground, like to see if any sort of directional lean would cause it to move.
Yeah, as you move on it, like the broom does shift, and it's kind of like you feel almost as if there's a battle of wills between you and the hag, attempting to, now that the broom has been awakened through whatever magic word the hag had spoken, it appears as though both of you trying to attempt to control it is causing you some sort of like struggle of power. So I need you to roll me just a charisma check, just a flat charisma.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, let's change this up now. I think this is the one I want. There we go, sure.
3 total.
Okay. 3 total?
Mm-hmm.
On a charisma save from you? Or a charisma check from you?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you roll a 1?
Yeah.
Okay. At the moment you attempt to like shake it off, but it appears that the hag is able to hold it still.
Like hold it level?
Yeah, I will call that your movement because you guys are both attempting to move it, and that is your mode of transportation right now. So what are you doing for the rest of your turn?
I'm just DMing you something real quick.
Me? Okay.
Yeah. I'm going to... Because I can't...
Can you do that? I will allow you to try. You're trying to overpower her?
Yeah.
Sure. I will let you roll another charisma check then, with advantage then.
Okay.
Let me see.
Natural 20. On the advantage, total being 23.
Okay. You do manage to now just absolutely, as you feel her push back and stop you, you kind of defiantly lean back into it and attempt to control the boom as you wrest it out of her control. What are you attempting to do? Just you're attempting to turn it.
I'm trying to get it moving towards the ground.
Okay. It does begin moving towards the ground. You can now at least take it down if that's what you're looking to do.
Yeah, I'm trying to take it down to get closer to the ground. And then
I will say you have your action left. That would have been your bonus action.
I'm going to I'm going to cast Hex on
The hag?
The hag.
Okay. Which
My brain is broken.
Sure, no worries. So you need to choose which skill you want it to have disadvantage on, correct?
Yeah, and I'm gonna choose dexterity.
Okay. All right. So, creature now hexed. It is now the hag's turn. Is it?
Mm-hmm.
As you guys now take the broom. Let's see. Broom flying speed. How much do you weigh, for reference?
Oh, I forget. Let me see if it's in my thing, my notes. I'm 5'8", pretty lean. I don't know, imagining like 165, maybe a little bit less.
Okay.
That logically makes sense, right?
So, yes,
That's a little stocky for 5'8". If you're lean.
I mean, I find 150. I don't know.
Well,
I don't remember. I don't think I
way,
wrote it down.
The total of the two of you on there exceeds 200 pounds. So the flying speed is 30. So as you begin to now take it down, you're still about 30 feet above the ground at this point. As the hag now is going to okay. As it sees you sitting there, let's go for this. Sounds fun. Okay. I don't know, You know what? I'm not feeling that right now. Okay, it's just gonna go ahead and straight up, because you're still in the air. It's just gonna go ahead and try and claw attack you, as you see it kind of reach out and rake at you with its claws. I don't think a 10 is going to hit you. It is, however, going to attempt to move the broom kind of like back up towards the circle. So make me a charisma check real quick, contested against hers. I got a 20 total.
Yeah, I got an 8.
So you feel as the broom then begins ripped out of your control again as it begins rocketing 30 feet back up into the air towards the circle. You're 60 feet from the ground. That's the end of its turn. It is now, just for reference, so roll me again perception check, Ness and Dragathiel, to see if you guys have noticed any of what's going on over there.
11.
11, okay. You're muted.
22.
22, okay. Dragathiel, you do now notice as there's this like mid-air combat going on. You see this broom kind of being like shifted back and forth as two people fight on it. You notice one of them now. You notice one of them now being Mercy, who has the image having been left behind of that hag. It is now clearly Mercy. They're about 400 or 500 feet away from you. At this point, Ness, it is your turn. What are you doing?
As loudly as I can,
Okay.
I'm going to shout everyone out of the circle.
Okay.
And then I would like to identify the densest concentration in roughly a 20-ish foot sphere that I can see of hags. And then cast fireball on their fucking stupid faces.
Okay. So generally, what you can see, they're kind of opposite the side of that you are on, kind of near the entrance there. They began filing in kind of on the opposite side from you. So there's probably about 4 or 5 still sitting there. Whereas
So like here
you see,
or here?
yeah, second spot here,
Second spot here, okay.
out there.
Sure.
So yeah, there's about 4 standing there currently. As you now tell these people to scatter, they begin kind of looking around, kind of all still chained up, and they're kind of fumbling around, and you see many of the hags trying to, like, stop them. There are other people there that will get hit, but the...
Oh, then I can't do that.
You could try and put it past them.
I mean, yeah, it's
you
a
can-
point I choose within range, so...
Sure, you can certainly try that. Yeah, I think probably you can put it right past there to try and keep innocent people from getting hit. Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead and do it, yeah.
So it's dexterity 14 for half damage on, please be big, 24. So 24 for a fail and 12 for a save.
What was the save?
Dex 14.
All 4 of them failed.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah, all 4 of them rolled really. I got like 3, 6, 7, and like an 11. So even with +2 on dexterity, they did not hit 14. So.
And then I'm going to yell one more time.
Okay.
It's either kill them or they kill us. What's
Okay.
it going to be today?
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
Sure.
And you said the total damage was how much?
24.
24. Okay.
Yeah, as perfectly average roll as you can possibly fucking get on a fireball.
That's pretty damn good.
It's
For- pretty
literally
damn
right down
average.
the middle.
Yep.
Yeah. Persuasion.
Yes.
What are you? An 11 or a 10? Well, fuck. 13.
Okay. You see a
Which is
few.
rolling really average tonight.
You see a few people are confused as many of them begin trying to run. A few of them actually manage to break out of their bonds now that they're all kind of like struggling against each other. A few do manage to like kind of stumble on top of these hags, like and trying to keep them in place. You see if one of them immediately get ripped apart. 1 or 2 of the hags may even be dead as far as you can tell. You gather that they're not all quite on the same level as the one that you had interacted with, now seeing that it is one of the more important hags in this whole ritual. You gather
Sure.
that maybe they're not all that strong. So, anything else you'd like to do with your last bit of your turn there?
I'm going to try and step out of the circle myself.
Okay.
If that's with my movement.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You're just moving outside of the perimeter.
Yeah, just kind of maybe into kind of hereish.
Okay, very
That's
good.
okay.
Yep. All right, Dragathiel. So for the hag that was frightened, does it get a save each turn, or is it just frightened for a full minute?
It's frightened for a minute, and then it has to make another save.
After each minute?
Let's see what it says.
Yeah, just read it real quick so I know for sure.
As an action, you force each creature of your choice that you can see within 30 feet of you to make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes frightened of you for 1 minute. The frightened creature can repeat this saving throw at the end of each of its turns.
At the end of each of its turns.
Yeah, at the end of each of its turns.
So for this turn, it is definitely still frightened and moving away. Until the end of its turn. So at the end of this turn, it's moving away for its full turn. It is now its turn. Let me see. The save is what?
14.
On wisdom?
Yep, 14 wisdom, yeah. Sorry.
It does make it. It is currently, because it was moving away at its full speed, it is currently pretty far away.
It was this one, right?
Yeah,
that's here in the middle?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll put it over here for now. But you feel as its will kind of breaks through your spell, and it apparently is going to be heading back soon, but it's got a little ways to go. So that was it for that one. All right. Mercy, across from you now, the hag that you were currently fighting with. Okay. 2 per day. How many hit points do you have total, Mercy?
57.
Okay. Well, then for now, it's going to do the same thing. It's going to attempt to just take a swipe with its claws for now. So it misses terribly, as the combat on the broom appears to be throwing it off. It is going to attempt to wrest control from you again. So roll me a charisma check real quick to see if you
With
can.
advantage, like using the same method I did last time?
I will allow it for now. Yes.
20 total on the first one. 20 total on the second one.
Okay.
Same roll.
You managed to keep the hag from being able to move the broom any further. You are still 60 feet in the air, but it has not gone any further away or any higher. So, Dragathiel, it is your turn. You are now currently kind of encircled in this light that appears to be protecting you, at least somewhat, from either the spells and or the physical presence of these hags. What are you doing?
Right? What am I doing? So, how far away from me is Ness?
Ness, well, we can actually...
40, 50 feet?
Let's see. Yeah, you're about 50 feet-ish away. 5, 10, 15.
And then, what's like the next closest thing to me?
Yeah, about 50. We'll call it 50 for now. The next closest thing to you?
Like person. Or hag, or whatever.
Yeah, there are 2 that are standing kind of over here. Boop, boop, boop.
Okay.
They're kind of there's 2 standing over there. There are some people that are kind of in the circle that are kind of trying to now run as you see many hags now hurrying up the hill. Their faces kind of smeared with blood as they are trying to contain this, as they now begin getting as many of these people back in order as they can. There's just kind of a general din and chaos around you, as it is apparently very important that this ritual takes place. They are trying to keep as many people like sequestered here as they can.
Okay. I'm going... If I yell, can Ness hear me?
I would say probably, yes.
Okay, well, I'm just going to yell, do I need to stay here?
You're pretty loud, so...
Yeah.
Okay.
Ness, do I need to stay here?
I think if you stay there, you're going to die.
Cool. So I'm going to use my movement to regroup with Ness.
Let me think about this.
What?
Because this is odd because so you can't be charmed in the cylinder. You already were charmed, but does that mean it erases the previous charm? That is.
Well, wouldn't she have lost
I
her
really hope so.
concentration whenever I scared her crap out of her?
I don't think it's concentration actually. Let me look and see.
Baloney.
You're gonna run out, and then you're gonna like walk right back in, and then you're gonna walk into the circle and be like, "Oh shit!" You're gonna run out, and then you're gonna walk right
That's
back in.
kind of what I'm thinking might happen right now.
Like, and I'm just gonna be like, I thought you said I would die.
You know what? I will call that an automatic successful save. So I will say you are immune to being charmed for 24 hours. I will say that that counts as a save.
Cool.
Sure. As now this general like chaos around you is just seemingly distracting most of the hags in the area. You do sense that the other one is moving back towards you. You don't know why you're in the middle, but you get that it's important that you be there for some purpose.
Yeah, I'm gonna regroup with Ness.
We're changing this song.
And since it does appear that we're all in danger all of a sudden, can I go ahead and have my armor of Agathis cast?
Yes. I will say that has gone off at this point, yes. You have armor of Agathis currently active.
And I did it as a second level.
Okay. Noted.
So 10 cold damage and 10 temporary hit points.
Okay. Very good. So,
Agathis is so good.
What are you doing now?
So have I got, I got to Ness.
Okay, so yeah, you can move over there. That'll be
Yeah,
if you want to move.
I'm moving.
If you want to move that full distance, that'll be your movement and your action because you'll have to dash to make it that far.
Yeah, I just want to regroup with someone.
Okay, very good. You dash your way over there. Anything you want to do with your bonus action now?
With my bonus action, I don't think I want to do that. Is Ness injured at all?
It doesn't appear to be looking at him. He seems to be concerned for this whole situation, but otherwise seems to be unharmed.
Then yeah, no, I'm good. I'm done.
At this point, you guys also feel like a small tug. Ness, you feel a small tug as Boar's like, "Can we leave now?"
Oh, Boar, I miss you.
He's still invisible at this point.
I think that's a terrific idea.
Hey, Ness, have you noticed Mercy in the sky falling from a broom, by the way? Yeah, we should do that first.
I did not.
Yeah, that first.
But Boar, you've been an immense help and a great service. Save yourself. Go.
But I don't I don't think I can get out by myself.
Okay, then come with us.
Okay.
You're like, can't you go invisible? How do you
Make up your fucking mind, Boar.
God damn it, Boar.
Okay, yeah, new plan. Save the others, then get out of here.
Okay.
Okay. So, Alistair, it is now your turn. As you peer over the edge, or you peered over the edge, you saw this kind of aerial combat happening. Went back to the circle, comprehended what's going on. What are you
saw
doing?
what's going on out on the hill.
I would say that you probably have by now. Yeah, it's definitely not a secret.
Let's make sure.
Yeah.
The whole ruckus.
Okay. And they're still chanting, and their eyes are all rolled back and everything. They're back to focusing on the chant, right? They're not looking at me.
You don't like the song either. I'm changing it.
I tried it on Edge. I still can't get any music. Whatever.
No worries. There we go. That's what I was looking for. This is the one I thought it was.
Can I leave the circle without them like noticing, or like do they notice if I leave the circle? Like I'd like to leave the
sense at this point, as their chant has now reached kind of a heightened state, you get the sense that they will notice, but they also don't have much of a choice but to continue with what they're doing.
Because they're like in it. Okay.
They're very in it. As you now see, in fact, now that it is back to your turn, this is actually the last one, as you see this kind of swirling vortex of flame make its way over, and it begins feeding into the center where Dragathiel had just been, as this slab now becomes kind of like a swirling bit of flame, and the rest you see begins to spread towards the outside around the perimeter as the people still standing there begin to catch fire. They're still chanting, but you get that they're getting very close to the end of what they're doing.
I would like to stealthily make my way toward the stairs and then book it the fuck down the stairs.
Okay. Okay, you're just so
if that is at all possible.
No, you can definitely do it. It'll take you, if you're just walking, it's gonna take you a few turns to get down.
Mm-hmm.
That's up to you. Because it's I didn't mention it before because you weren't hurrying, but because it is so narrow, it's gonna be like if you're rushing, you might run into a little trouble.
Can I grab a broom on my way out?
You can always do that. I'm just like I just want to make sure before you run down the stairs that not everybody leaves you behind. You're like running down like a spiral around this 100-foot tower.
Yeah, sure. It's like a little bit of a delicate process. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's I mean it's a tall tower with a spiral staircase, so I don't want you to just
I got these guys. I'm coming.
It's up to you. Just
Bye.
Yeah. All right. So what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'd like to make my way like toward sort of leave the thing casually so as not to draw a ton of attention, and I don't want to say anything, but I'd like to I don't know how much I know about brooms, but I'm guessing next to nothing.
Roll an Arcana check, and we'll find out, because you've had some experience with magic in the past.
Right. All right. So how do I do that? Right click and then.
Brooms aren't like unheard of. They're just not super common.
Okay,
Most people
15.
would prefer like a flying carpet or something. 15.
Oh wait, sorry. No, that's wrong. I can read lines. 12.
12.
Excellent.
Outside of what I told you earlier, they can fly. Like I said, some of them may have they may be password bound before they are activated, so that way it's hard for just any old person to steal them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Try grabbing one
Right.
and see what
Can
happens.
I grab one that looks more plain looking?
Sure.
Like a poor witch that can't afford passport protection. No.
Can't afford security. Sure.
Exactly.
Just
No
roll
password on
me.
this bitch.
Just roll me a d20 real quick.
$5 a month for VPN. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
Oh my god, a natural one. Come on, man. Okay. So what kind of is this a check of some sort?
So basically, all it is as you pick up this broom. This is half your movement and your bonus action. As you grab the broom, you're like, you kind of like straddle it and like, all right, shit, like as it doesn't go anywhere.
I've never seen a broom before in my life.
You hop on it and try to fly, like just trying to will it to fly.
No, I just wanted to grab it.
You just want to grab it
in case I needed to use it down the line. In case I needed a faster escape route.
You don't. Yeah, you do pick it up. You don't feel like an immediate connection with it.
Okay.
But you can grab it and go.
All right, that's what I'd like to do.
I'm just imagining her running with it between her legs. She's just running on the ground. like
a bunch of people playing
like a
Quidditch,
toy horse.
Like a little like.
So you
like galloping.
You have grabbed a broom. Now what are you doing?
Now I am making my way down the staircase carefully, but as quickly as at a moderate pace.
Okay, just roll me. We'll call it acrobatics.
Oh god, Jesus.
But safe, quickly but safely.
Oh fuck me. Acrobatics 7.
Okay. You do, as you kind of like begin, like you grab the broom and round the corner, like the kind of like entranceway, you almost the broom catches on either side. He's like, shit, as you kind of like then flip it so you can get through the door. As you nearly kind of like stumble off the tower, you kind of lean back and begin kind of like quickly as you can making your way down, but you definitely have been smoother.
Great. But I'm not falling.
You're not falling, no, not.
Brag much?
Speaking of which, Mercy, it is your turn. Ness, you're up
God.
shortly after.
Am I in close, like having fallen off the tower? Am I in close proximity to one of the tiers of the spiral staircase? Like,
As you now see Alistair making his way down, he's still about 15 feet above you, but I mean, you can see it.
Can I, like, if I were to hypothetically make a leap for the what, like, is it within leapable distance?
Not right now.
Okay.
Not even for a pro gamer move.
Can I?
Because
So what I wanted to, yeah.
because especially you get that maybe on your best day, if you had full control of the broom, you could get it to stay still enough to allow you to push off.
Right.
But as you kind of go to move around now, it definitely is giving way as each of you is kind of fighting for control of it. So,
can I? All right, I'm gonna try and take and gain control of the momentum of the direction.
okay.
Again, but instead of going down, I'm gonna try and bring it to hit the tower, so that I like so it.
Are you going to?
I'm guessing the spiral staircase, and the way I'm envisioning it is that, like, if we were to hit the tower, like, there'd probably be one of the spirals, like one of the wraps of staircase is going to be right beneath us, right?
Sure. Are you just trying? Are you? When you say hit, do you mean you're ramming it into the staircase?
Well, I doubt I'll have any finesse to, like. I mean, I can try and control it enough to get over there to it, but like at the bare minimum, just get it there.
Sure.
Like with all.
So roll me 2 charisma checks. We're gonna see how smoothly this goes.
Okay. Are you gonna allow me to do what I've been doing?
Once this time.
All right.
Not for both. So choose the first one or the second one. Let me know first.
All right. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm gonna use it on the first one.
Okay.
Well, that's 21.
Okay. You do manage to just absolutely begin rocketing towards this staircase. Go ahead and roll me your second one.
And I think it's gonna be a long, long time.
6.
6. It only got 3.
Hell yeah.
You are so stupid lucky. They mean both of those words vehemently. Stupid,
Well, we lost the luck
lucky.
stone.
That's my whole thing.
As you now rather forcibly rip control away from the hag as you begin rocketing towards the side of this tower, it nearly loses its grasp as you pull it. Let me see if let me make dexterity saving throw.
And remember, disadvantage because it's text.
Okay, that's a good point. It does manage to hold on at this point.
Okay.
At least as you quickly like change the momentum heading back the other direction. However, then as you kind of like turn to the side and almost like fishtail slam the back end that she's sitting on into the side of the wall, she does make another disadvantage. Dexterity. I don't think that wasn't good.
Get
rolled
off
2
my
6s.
broom.
I rolled 2 6s, so a total of 8. As you slam into it, you see it kind of lose its grasp and begin to tumble down the stairs. And as it is unable to control where it's going, it does begin to fall off the side. Let me see how much fall damage that is.
You straight just murdered a hag, finally.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
killed like 3 at once.
But
I
I did mine with style.
All right.
I threw a fireball at their faces.
I jumped
The
off the
midst of
tower.
a rousing inspirational speech, okay?
I ran.
Witness me can't be a rousing inspirational speech.
All right. Let me
I just
roll
stood
some.
there
Let me roll
with
some
scared.
d6s.
I certainly was roused.
I'm,
I still am.
I'm stealing some of your d6s for a sec. Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
As it takes 22 points of damage as you feel it. Oh, actually, we'll take one more for the stairs.
measure.
Okay. 20. So 27 total. As it's like you see it kind of bounce off the stairs and you hear like a scream as it begins to fall. Unfortunately, it can't shapeshift for a reaction, so it's going to fall the rest of the way. As you hear like a cracking as it hits the ground, you kind of glance over and it does appear to be very hurt, but it is not dead.
All right.
Can't even
all right.
kill a hag, right?
The ones
I mean,
upstairs,
really.
were
Gravity.
big ones. They were the.
Yeah.
So-
Mama.
Having accomplished this, now knocking it off the broom, you do still have control of the broom. You have no idea what... I mean, I guess you can use your actor feat to try and repeat the password if you need to, but currently it is still active. You see Alistair kind of trotting down the stairs towards you, holding a broom in hand.
Can I use my feet, try and recreate the ability to gain like absolute control of the broom and see if I can swoop up Alistair and fly on out of there.
First, go ahead and roll me. Oh wait, you're wanting to control your broom, not her, hers too, just yours.
Just the one I'm on.
Sure.
Right? Because is she? How close is she or he to me?
At this point, probably about 20 feet away, just a little bit up the stairs.
Save me, baby.
Yeah. Okay. I mean,
So,
it's still operating, so it's still yeah. So can I just? I'll see what I can do to control it.
sure. As you do have control right now, as you repeat the word above the stairs, you feel yourself kind of like go down as it basically deactivates. You say it again as it reactivates. And you're like, all right, let's go.
Woo!
So you do now have 50 feet of movement in the air.
Okay.
If you are carrying you can carry up to 400 pounds, but if you are carrying above 200 pounds, you get 30 feet of movement instead of 50.
Okay.
So you can pick up Alistair.
Okay. So I'll grab. I'll zoom up. Need a ride.
Shut up. And then I just give her.
Okay.
And then I'll make our way towards.
Okay.
I ship it.
Ness, it is your turn. Yeah, right?
Can I see that this dramatic thing has happened and that they're safe? I mean, we were kind of looking at them, watching them.
Now you've had it pointed out, yes, you can see that. You can definitely see now, yes.
I'm so glad I remembered. I almost didn't.
Like, oh, by the way.
Bor, Dragathiel, I think it's time we go.
Yep.
Oh, okay, where are we going? Let's go.
I would like to. I mean, can I tell kind of the direction that they're headed? North, south, east, west.
The two of them are headed?
Yeah. Or have they not?
They were headed towards you.
Oh, they're headed towards us?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're like in this general direction, I'm assuming? Like kind of northeast-ish of us or whatever?
That is correct.
Okay. I'd like to sort of start going this way.
Okay. Just back down the path.
Yeah, more or less just haul ass down the path.
Okay.
I would very much like to save all of these people, but there's a lot of hags.
And a lot of those people are currently catching fire.
Right, there's also that too. I would prefer not to also catch fire. Is the fire just in the ring?
So the
Or
fire
it
is actually
down
on the
path?
perimeter of the ring. So
Right.
like it is basically happening like all kind of around here where all the people were.
Yeah.
And it is essentially kind of catching around the outside there. And then there's a big bit kind of just absolutely engulfing the stone in the middle that you gather was where Dragathiel was meant to be.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna sort of, if they're coming this way
Mhm.
towards us, I want to start to. Ooh, that's actually drawing lines. Go this way
Yeah, no
and
worries.
just kind of like try to wave at them, like, let's go.
Okay. Sure. Alistair
Or should I
and
can't
Mercy,
erase my
the
own
two of
lines?
you, roll me a perception check real quick.
I can't erase my own lines. Okay,
You should be able to. Oh,
Hey,
it's
your
just
line is right over mine.
The hell?
sorry.
here. I can do this.
Right.
I
Yeah,
can erase
sorry.
all of them. There we go.
Oh, that's weird.
God, what the? What is that? Perception?
Yeah, perception for both of you. What'd you get?
8.
16.
So Mercy, you do just see as like kind of through these thick bits of tree covers, you see kind of this one open spot where Ness is standing as he like motions and begins walking down the path, or running rather,
We're not walking. Yeah.
sprinting vigorously. Yes, down the path. That will. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn there, Ness?
Boom, 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 boom. I want to cast as an action bless on myself, Dragathiel, and Bor. I don't know if I can cast it on Bor because I can't see him, but it doesn't say that I can see. It just says of my choice.
Okay, then I'll say as long as you know he's there, sure.
Okay, so that means Cricky, for the next whenever you make an attack roll or a saving throw for the next minute, you can add a d4 to that.
Okay.
Sit on attack
Attack or saving throw.
or saving. Okay. Ooh.
And that's for both whenever it's not like one time or whatever. It's for the
Yeah.
next minute or until my concentration breaks.
Okay. Very good. Right. And that
Oh,
was, yes.
and just so Rain, just so you know, since you're here, like we're, let's see, what is it? Then, is it within 10 feet? Sorry, I just needed. Here it is. Sorry. Since you're within 10 feet of me, you have a +3 on all saves.
Baller.
Okay.
So
now,
stay close.
The
Sorry.
hag that had been frightened off
Mhm.
now begins making its way back to the circle, looking for the lot of you.
Mhm.
It does just because you guys aren't being stealthy, but it does take it a second as it notices you. It begins kind of making its way towards you. Ness, it is going to. That's going to be a 4th level magic missile. So let me roll for them. Is it just? Right. Wonder where my D4s at? Where are my D4s at? There they are. All right. All right. So,
I'm gonna hit it with that hellish rebuke.
okay.
Oh shit.
But tell me that damn
23 total.
fucking shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So 23 total points as you just, Ness, as you're running away, just these darts of energy just pierce into the back of your body, nearly just knocking the wind out of you and making you fall on your face. However, Hellish Rebuke is.
Hellish rebuke. So they needed to make a dexterity 13 saving throw.
I rolled a natural 19.
Okay. So then they take, rounding down, 9 points of fire damage.
Okay. You see as it begins to kind of like shake off the flames as best it can, but it does appear to be engulfed at the moment. That's going to be the end of its turn. The one that, excuse me, the one that was just on the ground that got knocked down by Mercy. Let me see. It is going to actually now change form. Let's call it... Yeah, okay, cool. You guys see as suddenly up ahead of you this just very strange looking creature appears and just kind of like huge flapping wings begins making its way up towards you, Mercy and Alistair. It is currently still pretty far away, but it appears to be
What was
intent.
it?
Roll both you roll me a nature check.
Just a creature with flapping wings? We'll make
Yeah,
sure
I mean,
just
it was
heard that-
like you
heard
just
that
kind of,
correctly.
I was gonna say, it's kind of far down the ground. You kind of see like these wings kind of unfurl, like Maleficent style, as it,
Oh, great.
as it
19.
19, okay.
Hmm.
Sorry, perception?
Yes.
15.
Okay. A creature that almost looks like a small dragon appears on the ground with a large, almost scorpion-like tail kind of curling out from the back as it looks up at you and begins kind of flapping its wings
Nice.
to make its way up towards you.
But dragon, but worse.
Yes.
Got it.
You rolled pretty high. It's a wyvern.
Oh,
Oh,
A wyvern, which is
All right.
which is
Wyvern is
almost like a dragon, except it has a poison stinger. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
it's not quite a scorpion tail, but it just has this barb on the end of its tail that will hurt real bad if it hits you. Okay. So your fly speed is currently, because the total of you both on there is over 200 pounds, so your current movement speed is going to be 30 feet. As it begins very quickly making its way up to you, you guys now a little bit ahead of it, probably about 100 or so feet. However, you notice it closes the distance very quickly as it has a fly speed of 80 feet. So, at this point, let's see, because that's going to be the end of its turn.
How far away were we from it?
You're about 20 feet from you right now.
Okay. Okay.
Dragathiel, it's your turn. As you and Ness are running down the hill, you see suddenly above you as a almost dragon-like creature is in pursuit of your friends Alistair and Mercy, and behind you, you hear Ness take a hard impact and curse something in infernal as flames spring up on the hag behind him.
Okay. Cool.
The coolest, yeah.
How far behind is the hag?
From where you guys are now, it's about 60 feet.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna use command on the hag
Okay.
to flee.
Okay, what is the save?
Wisdom 14.
14. I rolled a natural 15.
Okay.
I only roll poorly when it's a stupid plan that shouldn't work.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. Mercy, you did a really good job.
That was so uncalled for.
It was uncalled.
It was so mean.
Like,
I'm just sitting here
wow.
like,
The
it's
DM. Like,
so mean.
I've had a week, man. All right, so, Dragathia, what are you doing? You've cast command. What do you do now?
And how far back are Mercy and Alistair now?
I mean, at this point, they're up ahead of you guys. You can see them in the air. They're probably about 120.
Oh, they passed us.
Yeah, they're about 120 feet from you at like a diagonal angle. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so roughly, like, because you're coming down a tall hill, they're about 120 feet away from you.
And there's a dragon behind them.
Roll me a nature check.
Okay.
But yes, it's dragon-esque.
16.
Yeah, as you get a closer look at this creature, you remember that it sounds like a wyvern. It has almost... Its neck almost has like a cobra-esque kind of flair to it. And then as you look at its tail, instead of being like a smooth-ended tail, it does have like a pointy barb on the end. But otherwise, it appears fairly dragon-like with these kind of long reptilian wings and scales covering its body.
And they're flat. They're slower than the
Significantly,
thing?
yes.
Like twice as slow, or like more than twice as slow.
Technically, right now they're more than twice as slow.
Okay.
Or half as fast.
Depending on how you look at it, yeah.
Yeah. Oh god. Okay. There's no good option for me right now.
Okay. I win.
And wait, how far are they from us? Because they're like 120 feet ahead of us.
Yeah, I mean, if you guys use your full movement this turn, I'm allowing you to move together, so
Okay.
you could get within about 80 feet of them as you're kind of going down a slope, but you can get closer to being underneath them.
Okay, and what season is it, by the way?
In the Feywild?
Yeah, I need to know.
Okay.
It's Fae season.
It's Fey.
It's ritual sacrifice season.
I need to know.
Better, do I wear a jacket?
Pumpkin
Like,
spice season.
Duck season. Wabbit season.
People spice season.
Duck season.
So yeah, in the Feywild, I'm gonna say it does follow the same rough calendar, even though time changes a bit as you travel between the two planes. Yeah, at this point it's late fall. But if you're asking for your Fey step, that depends on what season you are in.
Season of
Okay.
Like
Wait,
what-
what affects my season?
You get to choose at the beginning of each day. If
Oh.
I will let you choose this one time. Yeah, so when you change your appearance, you're essentially changing your season, and you can make yourself
Okay.
match whatever season you choose.
Oh, that's fucking rad.
You can choose to do it that way, or you can follow the seasons. It's just, as a role play thing, you had been changing your appearance, so I assume that you were kind of choosing his...
Fucking cricky character I've ever heard of in my goddamn life. I wake up every morning and decide what season I am.
I love it.
So yeah, for future reference, you will choose in advance. But what do you choose? What for now? I will let you retroactively choose.
Okay, so...
Hold on a goddamn second. Empire is following me on Twitch. What the fuck, man? What do you mean? I just got an email that says.
Wow, Empire, you slut.
Anyways, go. Yeah, it's okay. We've only known each
Ooh,
other
you
for like 2 years.
whore.
That's fine.
So
So
that's pretty cool. He's like a partner. You should get to know him.
yeah, I should get to know that guy. Sorry, Cricky. Go ahead.
So funny. Okay, I'm gonna... I'm gonna really quick just ask Ness. Ness, if you're closer to them, is there anything you can do?
There's lots of things I can do.
Okay. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my hand on him. I am in spring and
Poor boar. What do you? Yeah.
Oh God.
Poor boar.
Poor invisible, not coming along for this trip, boy.
No. I'm not coming along either. It's just you. You're face
I know.
stepping
I know what's
Shit,
happening.
Fuck yeah, let's go.
to them.
Oh my God.
Okay, yeah.
So you're 30 feet closer to them.
Oh,
now.
cool.
So you just suddenly appear down the hill, and you're directly beneath them. They're currently about 60 feet above you in the air.
I at a full sprint, and suddenly,
Yeah.
Oh God.
oh God. Good thing the terrain is exactly the same. I trip and fall and die.
All right. Very good.
Yeah, and I'm gonna use the movement speed, obviously that we had.
Okay.
to,
So
like,
you guys,
let's-
you're currently about 30 feet back from Nessus. He's ahead of you. Alistair, it is now your turn. You see this wyvern kind of appear behind you, and it is just immediately gaining on you. It's pretty big, making you feel rather small on this kind of dinky broom with Mercy. But you're currently flying, so that's good.
So I can't sneak attack because I don't have advantage on attack roll, and I'm not.
That is
I don't have-
correct.
Okay, cool.
You can still
but I
attack.
will-
You just won't get your bonus
Sure.
damage. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna shoot my crossbow at him
Okay. Very good.
real hard. 14.
14. That does actually hit.
Half.
It's pretty big. It's tough, but it's not super hard to hit just due to its size. If you know what, hold on. Somebody had a question in chat that I can answer by clicking a button.
Wyvern.
Wyvern. I'm correct. Okay, cool. There's thankfully for all the creatures. If anybody's not signed up for D&D Beyond, it's fucking amazing. If you want to sponsor us, please do so. Yeah, but you can, beside most of the monsters, it actually has like the pronunciation. I think that's actually Matt Mercer's voice too.
Wyvern.
Yeah, that's
that's cool. I didn't know.
Wyvern.
That's cool.
It's
Wyvern.
pronounced you died.
I always pronounced it wyvern.
Yeah,
Wyvern.
I did for a
I've
long
heard-
time
I've
too.
heard it wyvern.
I did for a long
I don't
time
even
too,
play
and then
D&D.
I heard it out loud one day, and I was
Yeah.
like, Wyvern. Okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah. It sounds weird to me.
Why
'cause
not
I,
Vern?
like I've been playing wyvern. I've been saying wyvern since Baldur's Gate 1.
Okay,
So
I don't. I would.
in like
I would.
1998.
I would
so.
not begrudge you for continuing to say that. It sounds fine to me.
Yeah.
All right, so Wyvern. Yeah, and Matt Mercer said so. There we go.
Yeah.
Give a
So-
fuck. He's not my supervisor.
You're not my dad. You're my real dad.
Mhm.
You're not my real bad America boss
Yeah,
supervisor.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, and then Aquilon said they've been saying it Weavern. So who knows?
I've heard that too. Heard that too.
All right. 5.
5 damage. Okay,
Yup.
very good. Noted. As this,
That's all I got.
as you fire this crossbow bolt, it just kind of like seems to grow really small as it impacts this rather large creature. It does do damage, but
What sound does it make, Mason?
I didn't make one. All right, so
Can you just?
if I were to
like
make a sound, it'd be
tink
something
sound?
like tink.
Great.
Thank
So-
you.
Thanks for giving us an idea.
You're welcome.
Okay,
Yeah. All right, Mercy, it's your turn.
Can I see Ness up here beneath me?
Can you, Cricky? Can you read the effect for that?
The effect for what? Sorry.
For the face step? What does it describe it as? I don't remember. Because some of them are like, oh, it's a burst of flame. What is that? Does that one say anything, or is it literally just a?
I don't think I've ever seen anything, but I'll. You magically teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space.
Okay.
Once you strange.
Okay, so so probably.
Additional effect based on your season. That's it.
Okay. What? And so the one for spring said just you move the other creature and that's it. Okay.
Yep.
Because one of them says like the people that are so many feet near you catch fire, things like that. I just wanted no, there's no obvious effect. So Mercy, roll me a perception check.
Sure.
It's not hard, but he is directly beneath you, so. That sentence, let me think about that. Cool.
15.
15, yeah, you do see Ness up here directly beneath you.
I'm going to grab the other broom that Alistair had and drop it off ours. Like right on him.
Okay.
Bonk.
Ness, you suddenly see this broom kind of falling down towards you.
And then I'm gonna yell, make it work. Get the others. And then I'm going to.
Alistair, were you letting him take the broom from you, by the way?
Yes,
Okay, just making sure.
I trust him.
Okay.
He's made good calls.
Yeah, the best.
You
clearly.
witnessed them.
Yes.
It's relative.
All right. Witness me.
Fuck me.
I'm never gonna
get
let you down. No, not ever.
Okay.
I'm going to. I'm gonna try and cast Eldritch Blast on the dragon behind me.
Wyvern, but okay. Yeah.
Wyvern, I'm sorry.
Siren, mermaid.
It's that time of night. I'm starting to get punch drunk, so let's
I get
hit
that.
that. Let's hit that wyvern.
God bless you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bless you.
19 to hit.
19 does hit.
And then
How much? It's a D10 for your damage. Yeah.
sorry, because it has 2 beams. So
It does. You have to roll for each one. I was just
Right.
going to do roll damage and roll damage.
So that's 3 plus the hex, right?
That's right. You do have hex on it, don't you?
5 damage. I do.
Okay. So how much total?
5.
Okay. All right. Second beam. Go ahead and roll.
Second beam is a 20 to hit.
Natural 20?
No total.
Okay.
And then the damage.
Is
8 damage total.
8 damage total. Okay.
Mhm.
Is our D&D Beyond overlay up?
I believe so.
It was earlier.
I had seen it earlier.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
it was there earlier. Yeah, there it is.
I don't always respond to chat, but I am catching it this time. So if you kind of hover over the left side of our stream, you can actually see all of the stats for everybody right now. You can see what levels they are and all sorts of fun things. So what was the damage on the second one?
8 total.
8 total. Okay, very good. As you kind of like lean around the back, you kind of like moving Alistair just out of the way as you just fire 2 force beams just out of your hand as they collide. You do see like just bits of scale and just a little bit of blood go trickle down. It is taking damage. It is definitely still very much alive, but you guys do appear to be chipping away at it. So, anything else you want to do with your last bit? I think that's probably all you can do.
That's really all I
Save
can
next
do.
to him in between turns.
I will allow it. Yeah, sure. Go ahead. What are you trying to say?
Never mind. I'm good.
Okay. Then you're not allowed. Ness, it is
Yeah,
your
no, I got it. Sorry, I had to think something through. I'm good.
All right.
Did I like catch the broom? Do I have the broom?
It's coming. I was going to go ahead and let you
Okay.
roll a dexterity
Sure.
check just to see if you
Boop. That's a total of 4.
You do kind of fumble and like you do catch it. I assume you're trying to.
Yeah.
Then it does take about half your movement, but you do manage to like kind of like get it as you kind of stumble, nearly falling over your feet. But you do have it in hand.
Okay. To try and like fly this thing, like what of my shit is that going to eat up? Movement, action?
I will call it a bonus action in this case.
Strategery about it. Okay.
Yeah.
Then do I have any idea how to work this damn thing?
Roll an investigation check and let me roll something over here on my side too.
Go to the bathroom.
Investigation, that's 15.
Okay. As you begin kind of like running, looking over this broom, what languages do you speak?
I speak Common, Gnomish, and Infernal.
Okay. Along the side of it, just scribed in what appears to be the Infernal language, is a sentence that says, hold on, let me turn, because I actually had to check just real quick.
Speak friend and enter.
Speak friend, yeah.
No, not.
I wanna
no.
fly away.
I like that though. If only it applied to if only this was a door and not a broom.
Yeah, right.
But it is something to the effect of, because I was trying to remember what script it's actually written in. It doesn't really matter because it's in the Infernal language.
Yeah.
But it does say something to the effect of like fire and rise.
Okay. I'm going to speak the word fire.
Okay.
In the Infernal tongue.
Okay.
And see if that does anything.
As you kind of speak into it, as you're looking down at it, you do see this Infernal script then begin to fill up with what almost looks like a fiery bit of text. As it then, you feel it begin to kind of like vibrate in your hand. It does appear to be active.
Hell yeah.
Well, okay, so I've solved that, and I'm looking overhead, and I see the this wyvern flying above, and I am going to cast Guiding Bolt.
Okay.
At it with my action before I start taking off and flying and doing crazy stuff.
Okay, very good.
So that is 12 plus 6 is 18 to hit.
Okay. That definitely hits. Go
Okay.
roll damage, sir.
I cast it at 3rd level, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 d6.
Okay.
For a total of 16.
Okay.
And the next attack roll made against this target before the end of my next turn has advantage.
Okay, cool. Very good. Good to know. I've actually been forgetting one minor thing. I'm not going to do it yet, but for when we get... Actually, no. You haven't been hit yet. So the two of you, when you get hit, don't let me forget that you're in trouble. So...
Who?
the two of you on the broom currently.
Oh, right.
All right.
Trouble's my middle name.
He just really wants to kill us tonight, I think.
So,
We're scrappy.
the hag that had fired the magic missiles at Ness's back is now attempting to still catch up with you, Dragathiel. All right. Okay. Man, you guys are making me have to think tonight. I don't like it.
I've exhausted all of my intelligence.
Yeah, you have been.
So you don't see it as it is out of view, but you suddenly do hear like a snarling sound as you can only gather that the hag behind you has also changed form and is coming after you. But that's going to be the end of its turn. Right. So now the wyvern, as it rockets towards the two of you. Let's see. First. All right. So Mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Okay, cool. Actually, so one attack. First attack is going to be against you, Alistair. And it's going to attempt to bite you. As you see this, just this almost like this hissing sound as like this tongue curls out towards you, and the fangs just come right at you. Does an 18 hit?
Yes.
Okay.
When.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
Can I use Uncanny Dodge
Sure.
to have the damage against me?
You absolutely can. So let me see. It is good that you did because I rolled max damage. So that would have been 16 points of damage. So it's down to 8.
Okay.
As this kind of like you feel as these kind of large fangs just sink into half of your torso as it nearly pulls you off the broom. I do need you to make a dexterity saving throw now. As the two of you are not yet very proficient at riding this broom.
Sure.
Do I make
broom
one too?
newbies.
You will when and if you get hit.
Gotcha.
A dexterity saving throw?
Dexterity saving throw, yes.
I don't know if it's relevant, but it's still at a dexterity disadvantage. I don't know. If it's... I don't know if it's anything, but...
Yeah, not yet. Thank you for the
18?
reminder, though. 18, you do manage to... Like, you feel it start to pull you off as you grab the handle and pull on tight as it, like, then now, like, kind of rears back and brings its stinger around the side at you, Mercy. Okay.
Hold on. How close are they to me?
How close are they to you?
Yeah.
They're about 60 feet in the air currently.
Fuck. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind. I came back up here to use to improve warding flare, but I'm too far away, so I'm going to go back.
Gotcha. We appreciate the effort, though. All right, so...
Is this like when... Like this hitting... sorry.
Go ahead. No.
I think I understand. It's just like using a reaction would be if this were to hit, then I can use a reaction, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So currently, I think a 20 hits you.
It does.
So now you could use your reaction to cast shield if you like.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
So that makes your total AC what?
21.
So then, as you see this stinger kind of whipping towards you, just straight at your face, you feel your life flash before your eyes as you kind of whip up this shield.
Oh my god.
As like this blue energy kind of deflects it, tink, just bounces right off. You do manage to stay on the broom, and it does not manage to hit you with its stinger.
Oh my.
That is going to
son of a bitch.
that's going to be the end of its turn. Dragathiel, it is your turn. Alistair, you're up
Lord.
after that.
Yeah. How far are they? He said he was 30 feet away from me.
Ness.
Yeah, Ness.
Ness stumbled catching the broom. He's only 15 feet ahead of you now, and they are
Okay.
about currently 60 feet above him. Though actually, well, yeah, actually, their speed's going to be the same as yours currently on the ground. So because they've overweighted their broom.
Okay. I'm gonna catch up to Ness and hand him one of my warping stones. Just in case.
Okay. Noted.
And then from there, I'm going to. He said they're 60 feet above us. Dang it.
Yeah.
And then the creature is how far behind us?
I'm gonna change this. I'm gonna change this back to the other song. The creature, actually, roll me a perception check.
Okay. Uh, 20.
Okay. You see, just barreling over the hill towards you, a large, kind of almost barrel-chested wolf-type creature with just kind of very large fangs is just making its way straight down towards you. It is probably about 30 feet from you right now.
30 feet right now.
It does appear to be be gaining on you at the moment.
Okay. Okay. Lord have mercy.
Swear to me.
He might.
This is so stupid. Okay.
D&D.
The only thing. Crap. I guess I'm going to try and use the command on it again.
Okay. And that is a Wisdom 14?
Yes.
Okay, let me try. It fails. What you were commanding it to flee?
As far away as it can, as fast as it can.
Okay. Immediately you
rule.
see it. Them's the rules.
Them's the rules.
You see this large wolf-type creature just suddenly like just put on the brakes as it begins to turn and immediately run away from you. All right. Very good. That will be the end of your turn then.
Yeah.
Alistair, it is your turn. Mercy, you're up shortly after.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did last time,
Okay.
and keep firing shots at him with the crossbow. Yeah. So
Okay, very good.
22.
22 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
No, wait, that's not a roll. Sorry, I should have looked over here. 8.
8. Oh, you also get advantage on the attack. So, because if you roll a natural 20, it'll be a critical hit.
Oh, okay. All right,
Yeah, so
cool.
just
Okay,
in
so
case.
check, so I can do that again.
Oh, do you get sneak attack if you have advantage on it?
Oh.
Technically, you do.
Oh, so what? So last time when you said I didn't,
No, you didn't have
Actually did?
advantage last time. You do now.
Oh, but I do
because of-
have. Okay, see, I didn't
Because
know
mine
that.
is
All
now
right.
because of my thing.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
okay,
yes,
cool.
you-
Gotcha. Well, thank you for your thing. I like that. So let's do sneak. Don't even.
Roll it. Roll.
Your face.
Roll again.
didn't even say
Roll again real quick to see if you get a natural 20.
Okay.
Because then if you get a critical hit, you'll do a shit ton of damage, especially if you've got
Come
sneak
on.
attack.
18.
Okay, no worries. You hit, so you do
Okay.
add sneak attack.
Just an
damage.
18.
Just
Sure.
yeah.
Okay, but I need a couple more of these guys. Ooh. Oh my god. Move around, stupid screen. Shit. 20.
20 points of damage. Nice. Okay.
Whew.
As you now line up your shot, as you see it kind of be distracted by this bolt of
Thanks,
energy hitting it in the side, as it kind of like glances down, as it turns back around, opening its mouth to look at you, this bolt just goes straight in the back of its throat. And it's like you see it kind of claw at its face for a second. It is still alive, but it is beginning to show some wear. At this point, you notice that the ritual flames now completely seem to, as they fly over to the center where the ritual is taking place, the flames now kind of rising, forming almost a column in the sky as you hear these screams of all these people going up in the air. You do hear the screams coming from the people, and then suddenly you feel like a torrent of just as they begin racing past you, as you see these kind of almost spiritual entities flying around, presumably the souls of those who were just consumed. And with that, you now see all of you kind of take a glance to where the flame had been being produced originally on top of the tower. As you glance over, now seeing the remaining hags now turning towards you very angrily. You see as many of them go to grab their brooms, and that is where we're going to end tonight's session because I got to go.
Fuck.
So, very good job tonight, guys. I got a little worried partway through, but you know what? That's fine. We got it. I never doubted you, ever.
I sure as fuck did.
Just a little bit I did. That was a lie. Woo, okay.
Hurts.
I'm going to change that music for the outro here. Oh, my goodness. So, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Thank you guys so much for playing. I'm going to turn that music way the fuck down. Let me check announcements real quick to see if anybody, did anybody have announcements while I go through through all this stuff to thank everybody for showing up and everything.
I'm moving to Colorado.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure.
Congratulations on that, by the way.
That's not
That
really
is big congrats.
All right. Let's see. Oh, Bloomer, I didn't get to say thank you while he was here, but Bloomer, I assume he's gone now. Bloomer, thank you so much for the 14 views. I assume somebody shouted him out, I would hope. If not, Bloomer for the win. Awesome dude.
I think I did. I could be wrong.
Awesome dude. He runs a game show that several of us have been a part of at this point. He's a really awesome guy. Kaz Lerman, thank you for the follow. Pint, thank you for the 100 bits. You're awesome. Teraz, thank you again for another gift sub to Solar Ace. Two awesome, beautiful people that I love. Slaying Siren, thank you for the host with 6 viewers. I appreciate it. Super Manizak. I nailed it. First time I got it. Thank you so much for the follow. And then Armin, Ira, thank you so much for the host with 3 viewers. So guys, we're gonna be back this coming Monday with our Monday night campaign, and then we are going to be back here next week on Thursday to continue this game. So we do have 2 campaigns running every single week. And then I know all of us are going to TwitchCon, I think.
Yeah.
All of this group is definitely going to TwitchCon, so if you're going to be at TwitchCon, say hello. I'm going to try and squeeze your guys' game in before TwitchCon, so that way we don't have a huge gap, and we're going to try and like squeeze them in like Monday and Tuesday, because I don't think anybody's going earlier than Wednesday, right? Cool. So anyways, that's for the future, and then we're getting so close to Halloween stuff. I'm really excited to see all that goes down. Both groups are getting a special like unique Halloween event that'll be a lot of fun. In the meantime, let's see who all are streaming the D&Ds tonight that we can go give our beautiful, wonderful viewers to. Let's see. I should have been looking this up a second ago, but then I didn't, because that's what I do. And other than moving, which, by the way, again, congratulations, any other announcements from anybody for anything coming up? Wait, no, Creaky, aren't you doing anything for Halloween?
Yes, I am.
You're welcome.
Right. Yeah.
I am. So for the entire month of October, we will be streaming every single day, doing a different makeup look every day.
Are you serious?
Whoa.
That's gonna be cool.
So,
I'm very excited for that.
Girl, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, God.
Also, be sure to tune in here next week for new hair. Don't care.
Ooh.
All right, guys.
Gonna
I
be
found
exciting.
So excited.
I found a people streaming the D&D. Go give them some love. We hope to see you here not only this Monday, but next Thursday as well. So thank you guys so much for showing up. Thank you. All the players did awesome tonight. You guys are really, like, you're beginning to mesh. It feels good. Using all your skills and working together. You're not dying, barely. It's really
Not
good.
dying.
Anyways, guys,
Trying
thank you so
real
much.
hard.
We'll see you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.